the campus of West Brunswick High School, where tonight the Trojans will host the Buccaneers of Laney in a girls and boys basketball contest. I'm Jay Combs. Sam Hickman will be along shortly, but in the meantime, we'll get things going here tonight. First with the ladies, the Buccaneers are 3-1. They are coached by Ashley Berting. Their starters are number 3 Reagan Stewart, number 15 Jackie Hill, number 22 Lauren Rojas, number 23 Anna Diedrich, and 24 Taylor Chisholm. And for the Trojans of West Brunswick, Morgan Bellamy, Zamira Seiler, Delia Stanley, Anaya Metz, and Tootie Hill. So no jump ball to start this game. Laney has the ball, brought it up court, turnover, and West Brunswick will bring the ball up court. West's second game of the season. They lost their opener to Ashley. Laney comes in with a 3-1 record, having won 2 straight games. That's number 4, Morgan Bellamy, a sophomore guard, had some playing time last year for Coach Adrian Bannerman's squad. Laney playing a tough defense. Seiler dribbles to the right, passes back outside to number 15, Anaya Metz. Long distance shot's going to be short. Good rebound inside by West, and we got a jump ball. Possession arrow goes to Laney. So I said Laney is 3-1. They've won their last 2 games, most recently 39-21 over South Brunswick. Leading scorer in that game, and the leading scorer for the Buccaneers is Taylor Chisholm. Chisholm is a junior forward, averaging 12 points and 6.3 rebounds per contest. West Brunswick in a zone. And a nice entry pass that time into number 24, Taylor Chisholm, the leading scorer. Hits a 15-foot jump shot to give Laney an early 2-0 lead. Laney in a pretty tough man defense. And West is having a hard time moving the basketball. Another tie-up possession this time goes to the Trojans. Little different look here tonight, folks. We are coming to you live on all the ATMC channels, the YouTube channel, and of course on Facebook Live. And a shot attempted by number 3, Reagan Stewart. Bounces off the rim. We're going to get a foul on that play by Morgan Bellamy. That's her first, team's first. So we'll go to the line with Reagan Stewart. She is a 50% free throw shooter on the season for the Lady Buccaneers. Misses her first. Stewart averages nearly 6 points a game, 4 rebounds, and a couple of assists for Ashley Bertick's squad. Cans the second, a 3-0 lead for Laney here early in the first quarter. 6 minutes to play. Bellamy having a hard time trying to get the ball inside. Finally got it over to number 10, Seiler. Long J short by Bellamy. Rebound down to Laney. And Stewart brings the ball up. Some quick hands that time defensively for West. Results in a turnover. So the Trojans will trigger it in under their basket. Got a substitution. First appearance of the night for number 3, Gracie Elmore. She reports in for Bellamy. Elmore, a senior, 7 points in the opening night loss to Ashley. Elmore, a good outside shooter, has some really good range. Seiler draws the foul that time inside against one of the Laney players. So West will bring the ball inbounds underneath the Laney basket. Steal by the Buccaneers. Coast to coast is Reagan Stewart. And a 5-0 Laney lead. Another turnover, this time a steal by Jackie Hill. Pushing the ball up court. And she is fouled. It's going to be an and one as Hill's layup is good. Fouled on the play by number 21, Tootie Hill. So Jackie Hill goes to the line. The chance for a 3-point play. Hill, number 2 for Laney in scoring at 8.8 points per game. Nearly 5 boards and a couple of assists. And she is real good from the free throw line, averaging 71% on the season. And she nails this to give the Bucks a quick 8-0 lead with 5 minutes to go here in the opening quarter at West Brunswick. Trojans have yet to get a really good shot, and another drive this time. Seiler trying to penetrate and gets fouled going up. So Maria Seiler with a chance to get into the scoring column tonight and get West off the slide here. Seiler, a junior, played a lot of ball last year for Coach Andrian Bannerman's young West Brunswick Trojan team last year. Well, those kids have had a good solid year of experience and looking for some good things this year. She sinks 1 of 2. So make it 8-1. And West jumps into some full court pressure. Laney does a real nice job of handling it. And some good aggressive defense that time on the part of Gracie Elmore helped cause the turnover, the shuffle. And ball goes back over the West. Trailing 8-1, 4:37 to go. Opening quarter here at West Brunswick. Another steal by Laney. And 24 with the shot, rims out. That's Chisholm, whose ball was rimming around the ring there. So another possession call. Bucks get the ball in under the Trojan basket. West working hard defensively. Laney taking their time, looking for a shot. West has really picked up their defensive intensity here the last couple of minutes. Haven't been able to get offensively going, but defensively playing much better. And there's another turnover, going to be a possession and should go to West Brunswick. And we'll have a 1-minute timeout, folks. This is one of the rules this season in this time of the coronavirus. We will take a 1-minute break during each quarter because the kids have to play with the masks. And this will be boys and girls. And guess what?
And you have to announce with the mask.
I just got the best gift of all. Wait a minute, I didn't. You folks at home watching just got the best gift of all because the real voice of ATMC just made it in here, Mr. Sam Hickman. Sam, nice to see you. Happy New Year. Happy basketball day for us.
Yeah, happy to be back together.
Ain't that the truth?
It's been a long time. You know, Jay, I've always used, in the middle of broadcast, if you're just joining us. Well, now I'm the one who's just joining us. So if anyone out there is like me and just tuning in, looks like an inauspicious start for the Lady Trojans.
Yeah, a little tough beginning. They can't seem to get untracked offensively, Sam. They gave up a 3-point play to Jackie Hill and a 3-point play to Reagan Stewart. Otherwise, they're hanging tough, so they got to figure out a way to get something going offensively.
And it's not going to happen on that possession as Elmore's pass intended for Seiler off of Seiler's fingertips and out of bounds. So Laney basketball.
Turnovers, Sam, are such a big part of the game, as you well know. And the Trojans have had their share of them here in the first quarter tonight. A couple of subs coming in for Laney now. Number 20 checking into the game, Ayanna Rogers.
You know, Jay, we've had some interesting season debuts. Remember our first game we ever did together? Where I showed up approximately 4 seconds before tip-off?
Yeah, I do. That was the famous birthday, or I'm sorry, going away party game.
Yeah, going away party game.
Yeah.
That was a Reagan Stewart missed three from the corner. Tried to get her on rebounder on miss, and it went off of her hands and out of bounds. Seiler across the timeline for West.
Tell you what, West would be well advised to get the ball into this kid's hands a little bit more. Amani Vaught.
Boy, well, that's a strong, aggressive drive to the basket there.
They haven't been able to do that thus far tonight. A couple of attempts, but Vaught putting the ball on the floor that time is going to shoot a pair.
Jay, you know, the last couple years that we've done the West Brunswick varsity girls games, we must have said over and over, you know, this when Seiler and Elmore and Metz and Vault were freshmen and sophomores, we said, in a couple years, well, guess what? They're juniors and seniors now.
Yeah, the couple years are here, and it hopefully time for West this year for that hard work to pay off.
Seiler with an entry pass to Stanley. Elmore alone in the corner, too strong. Vault was right there for the offensive rebound, but couldn't quite corral it. Stewart pushing the pace for Laney.
But not a bad idea to get Elmore involved in the offense. She's a good outside shooter.
Good strong rebound by Yazzie Stanley. Seiler ball had poked away by Laney's number 15, Jackie Hill. We're trying something new tonight. We're actually live on ATMC TV. So you ATMC TV cable subscribers, if you're an ATMC cable, sorry, I'm just getting my bearings, folks, but you can actually cut on your TV and not just Facebook Live like we've had in the past. You can cut on your TV and watch the game tonight on ATMC TV, again, if you're a cable subscriber. Or a Merge TV customer, turn it to HD channel 910 or SD channel 3. Again, that's HD channel 910 or SD channel 3.
This is kind of a historic moment, is it not?
Oh, it's historic, all right.
For the station, for sure.
It's the first game I've ever done where I missed the first half of the first quarter.
Well, you're catching up fine, man. I'll tell you who's catching up.
Beautiful baseline jumper from Brooke Summer.
Yeah, Summer looks smooth on that. She only averages half a point a game, but there you go.
Elmore just inside the three-point line. It's a two-pointer, but Elmore, Jay, that's someone the Trojans could really, they'd love to see her get going from the perimeter.
Yeah, she's a good shooter, and she's got some great range, and she can shoot you back in quick, but look at this.
Boom, back-to-back. Deep ones from Brooke Summer, a long two, and now a three, and a timeout called, 30-second timeout from Coach Bannerman, and Laney with 1:40 left in the opening frame leads the Lady Trojans 13-3.
You know, Sam, they played such little basketball so far this season because of the obviously because of the coronavirus. But Laney comes into this game having 4 games that they played. They've won 3 of them. The only game they lost, I believe, was to Ashley. And a lot of teams are going to lose to Ashley this year, as West Brunswick did earlier this week when the Trojans were defeated by Ashley 68-44. But you know, it's kind of tough for West tonight to come out and having to play a quality team. Laney's a quality team every year, but a team that's had 4 games already under their belt for the season.
Yeah, tough sledding for West Brunswick. And Jay, Mid-Eastern Conference girls basketball storyline. Hogger knocked off Sanaya Rivers and Ashley early in the season. I think that opened some eyes around the Mid-Eastern Conference.
It sure did, and knocked them off pretty handily, too. So big win for the Vikings.
Jay, West Brunswick's young guard, Haley Woodard, that is a name to keep an eye on, in the coming years. She was a standout at Cedar Grove Middle School.
Just a freshman.
Yep, a 9th grader, but boy, she's going to get a lot of minutes for the Trojans.
Wow, she already went through her legs, Sam. I could never do that.
Sure you could.
Look at this.
We don't need to remind our viewers that you were a baller, Jay. Oh, a good pass into Woodard, and she couldn't get the handle, but a good look from another young guard, Morgan Bellamy. Jay, you look out in the backcourt right now, and Morgan Bellamy's a sophomore, Haley Woodard a freshman.
Yeah, that's youth. And
nothing like experience.
No, and hopefully youth will be served here tonight for Coach Bannerman's squad. They're taking it on the chin now, down 10 with about 50 seconds to go here in the opening quarter.
Boy, good look there. Oh, I tell you, Brooke Summer just inside the three-point line. Jay, that is 7 consecutive points. Summer's on a 7-0 run individually right now, and Laney leads by 12.
Yeah, and this is where the numbers lie to you. Again, coming into tonight's game, Summer had 0.5 points per game, Sam, and she's got 2-4-7 here tonight and looked really, really good shooting it.
You know what the early story is in this one?
What's that?
Production manager Aaron Varnum's mask.
It's one of those
wrestling
Jay, masks that they wear in Mexico.
You know who would love that?
Who?
A one Huck Hickman.
Oh,
WWE fan.
He would be all over it.
WWE's newest super fan.
Let me tell you.
Huck Hickman. 18 seconds left in the opening frame. A good offensive rebound. Summers all over the place. Nice offensive rebound and dish into Breon Walker for the easy 2. 5 seconds left in the first quarter. Vault's got it. Passes into Tootie Hill. Shot is blocked. Out to Woodard. Woodard for 3. Oh, just off the front iron. The shot looked good. Just didn't put enough on it. After one complete period of play, it's the visiting Laney Buccaneers 17 and the West Brunswick Trojans 3. Jay, not a whole lot of positives to take when you find yourself down 14 in the opening frame. How can West Brunswick make some adjustments and crawl their way back into this contest?
Well, probably, Sam, the thing that's hurt them the most here in the first quarter is their inability to hang on to the basketball. So they're going to have to do a little better job offensively, running some plays, trying to get some good looks at the basket. They only have 3 points, the bucket by Elmore and a free throw by Seiler. But, yeah, I think trying to do a little better job of protecting the basketball, trying to work for some better shots, and maybe trying to cool down the hot shooting of Brooke Summer, who great first quarter with 7 points.
Jay, right as I was joining you for the game tonight, you were talking a bit about the new rule, a COVID-19 protocol in high school basketball. Explain it to our viewers again about the extra timeout.
Yeah, a 1 minute timeout in every quarter.
Per period. That's
period,
right. You had it.
And the kids are all having to wear masks. So, just to kind of let them catch their breath a little bit, it's not very easy what they are trying to do, folks. But trust me, every one of these players are really happy to be out there getting a chance to do it. And, wow, who's doing it now? Breon Walker.
Breon Walker, back-to-back bucket, spanning the first and second quarter, and the Laney lead has blossomed to 16. Seiler nearly lost control. She's trapped in the corner. Got it to Yazzie Stanley, out to Morgan Bellamy. Pass over to Tootie Hill. Jumper blocked, and Tootie Hill will go to the line for 2. Jay, little better ball movement there. Trojans got a clean look at it, and Hill was fouled.
Well, and if they're going to get clean looks, nobody better than Tootie Hill, right, to have that opportunity. Tootie, an outstanding player, had a great sophomore season last year. She's averaging 5 points early on this year. Misses her first free throw.
And, Jay, the Trojans leaving some points out there at the free throw line. That's 3 consecutive misses for West.
Yeah, that's something else. When you're struggling to get the ball in the basket, you want to take advantage of those free throw opportunities.
And sometimes, Jay, don't you just need to see it go in a time or two?
I think you do, Sam. It's right
there.
there.
Isn't that something, Jay? Miss 2 free throws and then make a 15-foot jumper after a great effort on the offensive glass from Yazzie Stanley. And then Tootie Hill turns around and forces a tie ball situation to give the ball back to the Trojans.
So, look, they're down 14. There's last time I checked, there aren't any 14-point plays, so you got to get back into it a little bit at a time. West has a chance to do it this time.
Boy, Jay, year after year, Sanaya Rivers was at Laney her first 2 years. and then left. But even after she left, they are always solid on the defensive end.
Yeah, they're well coached, and of course it helps that they got some really good players, right? Inside, working hard.
Traveling. Well, Metz thought she was fouled after her offensive rebound. I tell you, West has really made a concerted effort early in the second quarter to crash the offensive glass. That's a third or fourth offensive board of this quarter in the first 45 seconds.
They're working the glass hard, and again, if sometimes the best shot is the second shot, right? And if you can get that offensive rebound, good board inside that time by 15 Mets.
Morgan Bellamy pushing ahead, kind of threw it in between Hill and Seiler there and out of bounds. So the ball back to Laney. Jay, University of North Carolina, Roy Williams, always been a staple of Roy Williams' teams, offensive rebounding. And it's quite simple. It equals more shot attempts. And the more times you can get looks at the goal, the better.
Yeah, sometimes folks have a tendency to overcomplicate things, right?
Oh, Seiler had Tootie Hill ahead, maybe got it to her a second late. And then the shot was missed by Bellamy under the basket, tied up, got it to Tootie Hill, who brings it back to the top of the timeline. Bellamy from deep. Short, right into the hands of Hill, who airballed the 15-footer, and it couldn't be saved by Seiler. So 19-5, Laney leads, 6:23 left before halftime.
A couple of more looks that time by West, and not bad looks either, just weren't able to convert. Sam, back to your rebounding, I've always been amazed that in terms of rebounding, you're always thinking, well, the big guys get the rebound, the big guys do, and they sure do get their fair share. But positioning, timing, strength, being in the right place, rebounds happen below the rim, not above the rim for the most part. So if you're in the right place, right time, you can get your share. Right place, right time now for number 4, Morgan Bellamy, who drew the foul. Oh, I thought she was going to shoot. Maybe not.
Yeah, called on the floor. That was the 5th team foul against the Buccaneers. Trojans have been charged with 2 fouls. Lob pass into Hill, intercepted by 24 Taylor Chisholm all the way to the hoop. Layup is good. Lead back to 16 for Laney.
Yeah, the bad news for West is that Laney has been able to get this big lead, and their leading scorer, Chisholm, that's only her second bucket of the night. So, and they get beat down for that. Oh,
Chisholm just took a shot from Tootie Hill. And, Jay, I don't think anyone saw it until Chisholm about went down holding her forehead. A foul was called. Stops the clock at 5 minutes, 40 seconds in the second quarter. Checking in for Laney, number 21, Dahlia Piggott, and 23, Anna Diedrich.
Yeah, I think Chisholm took a pretty good shot that time, Sam. If that was Mahomes, he'd be out.
He's good to go now.
Okay.
News report today.
He's back.
Will play Sunday in the AFC title game.
Kind of thought he would.
Mid-range jumper, no good. Good offensive rebound there. Just kind of snared that one. That was 25. Nasia Lewis. But a traveling violation called against number 21, Piggott. And will give the ball back to the Trojans.
You know, what I liked about Lewis's rebound that time, Sam, was that she didn't try to go back up with it. She immediately passed it back out to an open player. And they weren't able to convert, but nice effort that time by Lewis.
Jay, let me ask you, what kind of adjustment do you think it is for these players to play with the mask on?
Well, Sam, that's a fair question. I don't know that I really have an answer, although I can tell you, you and I got this mask on now.
It's different.
And it is a little different. It keeps slipping down over my nose. I keep pulling it up. And
a little different,
of course,
folks.
I got such a pumpkin head that it's hard to get a mask that fits. And I've got one of these like little baby masks, I think, tonight. But it would still be a problem for me. But, yeah, listen, I salute all these kids for being able to be in the kind of condition and endurance to do this. It's not easy.
No, it is not easy. And Jay, you kind of see them going up and down the court, kind of pulling on them and adjusting them, and a good rebound there from Aaliyah Ward. Elmore leading the break, has Seiler alone. Jump shot. Oh, it looked good, just didn't have the distance. Ward with the offensive rebound, put back up and in. A good sequence there from Aaliyah Ward, who grabbed a defensive rebound on one end, offensive rebound on the other, and put the putback up and in for two. Shot too strong, pass ahead to Seiler. Laney rushing back on defense. Seiler off the glass and in. A little mini 4-0 run for West Brunswick, and they're within 12, Jay.
And now they can jump into their press and see if they can't, pick up a turnover or two on their own, and there's a good chance.
Elmore on the floor. That's a travel. Oh,
timeout.
Timeout before the Jay. I thought when she went from the ground up with it that the whistle was for traveling, but Laney got a timeout before the turnover. It's a 30-second timeout. 4:24 left before halftime. Laney leads the West Brunswick Trojans 21-9. Seems the Trojans have settled in a bit here in the first half of the second quarter.
Well, they took a pretty big haymaker in that first quarter, down 17-3. But I was looking at their box score earlier this week against Ashley, and they lost by 24 points, I believe it was. But the fourth quarter of the game, they actually outscored Ashley 18-11. So, it took them a little bit longer with Ashley to settle in. That'll happen to a lot of teams this year. But, maybe still a very young team, even though they have some experience. It just kind of takes a while to get the flow. And back to the point we were talking about earlier, Sam, only their second game of the season, and there's an unforced error. See if the Trojans can take advantage of it.
Ayanna Rogers turned it over, trying to get to number 3, Reagan Stewart. And Jay West was also supremely fortunate, and they got Ashley after a rare loss. So the Screaming Eagles came into that one with, looking to get back to their winning ways.
That's true.
And, Jay, here's a chance for West to crawl even closer. That's going to put send Seiler to the line for a 1-and-1. And if she can knock down a pair here, suddenly it's a 10-point ball game.
Well, and if they can just kind of get one more point off of that and get to that single digit that
and Seiler knocks in the first, rattles it in. And Jay, I've heard you say many times through the years, there is no 12-point shot.
No.
You just want to trim a little here, trim a little there, right?
Yeah, and you have to be patient. You have to just kind of work your way out of it. You got to work your way back into it.
Good block out there by number 15, Jackie Hill. She rode Aaliyah Ward right out of the paint and quelled any chance of a West Brunswick offensive rebound. So Seiler splits a pair, but West has outscored Laney 7-4 here through the first 4 minutes, 10 seconds of the second quarter.
Tell you what, Sam, this kid 5, Woodard, that you talked about.
She nearly just stole the ball.
She kind of sort of looks like a ball player to me.
Jay, remember Josh Woodard?
Yeah.
That's his younger sister.
Wow, okay.
And their father, Jason Woodard, played football for the Trojans in the 90s for one Yogi Hickman.
There you go.
Great family, good athletic genes, for sure.
Well, Haley looks like somebody to keep an eye on. You're right about that.
Long two-pointer, no good. Oh, boy, Aaliyah Ward is just cleaning up the glass for West Brunswick. She's a nice-looking junior forward.
Helped out since she came into the game.
Amani Vault drives right into the chest of number 23, Anna Diedrich, and is tied up. West loses possession. And I think we're going to have our predetermined 1 minute, the COVID timeout.
COVID timeout, yeah. Hate to.
Can we use that terminology?
I guess we can,
Although the COVID break?
I kind of glad tonight these kids are showing you can punch COVID in the mouth, and,
you can.
And get out here and play. And, geez, it's been such a roller coaster emotional year. I mean, high school year. And
absolutely.
But maybe things are kind of starting to turn in the right direction.
And, Jay, I found myself, when you're talking about football or high school basketball, I've seemed to have forgotten what class some of these kids are in, because it feels like, Seiler was, just a freshman the last time we did games, but I look up and she's a junior. It's like, well, where did the season go? It's just been such a roller coaster year. And Jay, for their families too, because capacity inside the gym, it's my understanding that parents of players are permitted to come, as you know, they must socially distance, and that's it.
Yeah,
no aunts, uncles, siblings,
No,
grandparents. I mean,
no.
that's got to be tough on these families.
No, I've been trying to figure out a way to sneak into my grandson's football games when he starts in February.
Have you found a plan yet?
So far, not yet. But and another turnover by Laney. So Sam, the Trojans, were just kind of hanging around. If they can punch a couple in here.
Yeah, Jay, maybe get Elmore loose for an open shot, like right there from the wing.
Boom.
Too strong. Vault had the rebound, and number 45, Breon Walker, just wrestles it away from her down low.
Good look by Gracie
Boy,
Elmore.
Jay, that would have cut it to 8 there. It would have been a big shot, and it was dead on line, too, just a little bit strong. Jay, I think West has moved to a zone, a little 2-3 zone.
Yeah, they were playing some zone early, and they're just playing a little better this time.
Offensive rebound by Taylor Chisholm, and she was fouled on the putback attempt. So Chisholm will go to the line for 2. And, Jay, it's it's just not a lot of room for error against a team of Laney's caliber. The 3 goes in on the other end. It's an 8-point game. Laney comes down, gets an offensive rebound. If Chisholm makes the free throw, the lead's right back to 13. I mean, it's not a dagger or anything, but that shows you, just how these games can flip just like that.
Just like that, right, Sam? Just little things. They don't have to be these giant runs all the time. But Chisholm, pretty good free throw shooter, goes 1 for 2. They've only scored 5 points here in the second quarter. They being Laney.
Yep, and West has 7, so the Trojans have outscored Laney in the period. Offensive rebound for Stanley. Boy, thought she got fouled. No call. Stanley thought she got fouled.
Yeah, I think.
To clarify.
Yes, he thought she did too. Nice rebound, just couldn't convert.
Jay, you like the way Laney moves the ball around this 2-3 zone? The ball hasn't even hit the ground yet since they've crossed the timeline.
And look what you get as a result of it. A really good look. Ball almost goes in. Nice board that time by Woodard.
Haley Woodard's going to be really good, partner. Knocked out of bounds by Yazzie Stanley. Morgan Bellamy checking into the game for Seiler, I do believe. So, again, the Trojan backcourt, Jay, at the top of this 2-3 zone, you got a 9th grader and a 10th grader.
Yeah, and they're both really nice players. Forget their chronological age. Basketball-wise, these kids can play.
Jay, what are you trying to do offensively when a team plays a 2-3 zone against you?
Well,
what's the goal?
You always want to try to penetrate the zone to create a double team and kick it to an open player. And, you can dribble penetrate. Sometimes you can pass penetrate, but you got to get the ball inside like that.
Boy, Stanley with a nice one-handed rebound. Just kind of plucked that one off the glass. Oh, Elmore took a shot there. Mask almost came all the way off. Woodard's got it at the top of the key. Over to Elmore on the wing. Pass deflected. Woodard with some penetration. Her floater's up. No good. Stanley fouled on the putback attempt and will go to the line for 2.
Tell you, West Brunswick has done such a much better job here in the second quarter working the glass. Sam, to your point earlier about them getting in good position and being aggressive, getting some rebounds. Now, they haven't resulted in a whole bunch of points, but, getting the ball and getting more shots up is sometimes the way you have to do it.
Short on the free throw attempt. Stanley will try to salvage a split here.
How many years has Yazzie Stanley been here? 30, 40? I don't know.
She started playing when she was young. She got called up to the varsity team, I think, at the end of her 10th grade year and knocks in that free throw.
She's a player.
She is. If I'm not mistaken, Yazzie led the Trojans in scoring in their season opener.
She did, 8 points.
And number 15, Jackie Hill with a drive, the bucket, plus the foul, and the Laney lead is 13. Oh, and Stanley's comes up a little limping. Not a good sign for the Trojans.
So I was mentioning earlier the big lead for Laney, despite Chisholm at that time only with a couple of buckets. The other leading scorer for Laney is the kid on the line now. Jackie Hill averages nearly 9 points a game. She's got 5 tonight, make it still 5.
Still 5 knocked out of bounds by Laney. So, Jay, 36 seconds left before halftime. If you're West, do you just get your normal offense or you think about holding it for a shot?
I think I get in my normal offense.
Yeah, I don't think West is going to try and hold it.
Whatever normal has been for them tonight, it's been a struggle, right? And again, an unforced error, turnover.
And Jay, sometimes it takes a while to learn. Just you want to get the ball inside, but it doesn't mean you have to force it. If it's not there initially.
It's a lot of times, Sam, a hurry up and wait game. Nice steal that time.
Good anticipation by Bellamy. And then she wisely pulls it back out as Laney got back on defense. Jay, the game clock down to 5 seconds. Bellamy back to Woodard. West is going to have to get a shot up here quickly. And they don't even look at the basket as the second quarter clock expires after 2 periods of play here in Charlotte. It's the visiting Laney Buccaneers 24 and the West Brunswick Trojans 11 here on ATMC TV. Welcome back to Mid-Eastern Conference High School Basketball on ATMC TV. And Jay, this marks the first half that I was actually here for of the season, since you carried us through the first 4 minutes of game action solo tonight. And folks, that might be a recurring theme, as we're finding our way here this season. So we appreciate your patience, and thanks so much for tuning in to ATMC TV. Merge customers and ATMC TV cable subscribers can watch the game in HD on channel 910 or SD3 and ATMC HD 910. Jay, West Brunswick turns it over on the initial possession of the second half. Oh, excuse me. It was off of Laney. It will stay with the Trojans. 7:49 left in the third.
Tell you what, the Trojans could use a little run here, Sam, to kind of get back in this game, trailing 24-11.
Jackie Hill missed the layup, but Taylor Chisholm was right there to clean up the miss, and she now is tied with Brooke Sumner for a team-high 7 points.
Yeah, Chisholm, good ball player, 12 points, 6 boards. Nice.
Oh, a good take by Seiler. Couldn't get it to go. And a good offensive rebound from Yazzie Stanley. She's fouled and will go to the line for 2.
How do you get Yazzie out of Delilah? Do you know?
You know, I'm not sure, Jay, but in many instances, it's maybe a niece or nephew or younger sibling who is maybe trying to say the name somehow when they're young, and maybe it just came out Yazzie. Yeah. And I should have prefaced that by saying that's a total guess, 100%.
But listen, makes sense to me. I don't know. Kind of a cool name either way, Delilah or Yazzie.
It made sense that she split a pair of free throws and brought the Trojans within 14. West down 26-12. 7:05 left in the third frame. Chisholm's got it on the high post. Turnaround jumper, no good. Tootie Hill pulls down the carom.
Yeah, Chisholm thought she got hacked on that one. Not too happy running back down the court.
Morgan Bellamy into Nia Metz. Had it stolen. And Laney all alone for a layup. Up too strong. Chisholm with the board. A good pass into Jackie Hill, who missed everything. Defensive rebound by Yazzie Stanley. Seiler's alone ahead of the pack. Layup up and in. And Seiler leads West Brunswick with 6 points and pulls the Trojans within 12.
Yeah, good look that time. Saw Seiler take advantage of the play. And
little cherry picking.
Yeah, nice kiss off the glass by Seiler. She had 18 points in a game against Laney last year. So
wow,
she's quite capable of getting in one of those spells where she can light you up quick.
And folks, this my color commentator has no research assistant. That was his own doing there. 18 points in last year's game against Laney. How good is that?
That was pretty lucky. I hope I didn't tell Fib.
Oh, mid-range jumper there. Dead on line. Just a little too strong as Seiler trying to get in a little offensive rhythm here early in the third.
Tell you what, Laney doesn't have kids that are exceptionally tall, but they're big. They
are.
They're thick, They work you hard.
Jay, another thing I've noticed in these 2+ quarters, it seems like everyone in Laney's lineup has ball handling capability.
Yeah, that's a good observation, and they take advantage of that, Sam.
Tie ball situation and a scrum for the loose ball. It will stay with the Buccaneers wearing all blues, Trojans in their traditional white and green. Laney maintains possession. Go for it, partner.
Yeah, the thing I was going to say, I think what you're talking about is they do a good job of moving the ball around. They do a good job of spacing. And they don't get two players too close to each other to draw double teams. And the net out is you get good looks like that.
Yay.
That's Summer.
She was averaging a half a point per game coming into this one. She's made 2 threes and has 10 points already early in the third quarter.
And Sam, she's looked really good on every one of those shots. Nice drive.
Jackie Hill, coast to coast, lays it up and in. She's got 7, and the Laney lead is 17.
And
Coach Bannerman wants a 30-second timeout with 4:49 left in the third.
Yeah, I was going to say, it just kind of had that feel that maybe before this becomes a complete runaway train, you go for the TO and try to settle things down.
Jay, stat that jumped out at me on the score sheet. Taylor Chisholm averaging 5 steals per contest. You think she has some defensive instincts?
Yeah, she does. I snuck that one over into the far right-hand corner, and I forgot all about it. But, yeah, she's very active defensively, Sam. And, of course, leads the team in scoring, leads the team in rebounding. And tonight takes a little backseat scoring-wise to the hot shooting Brooke Summer, who's, up to 13 points now, a pair of threes.
The
or 10
shots,
points, check it, 10 points, yeah.
The
right?
shots have fallen for Summer this winter as we spring into action here on ATMC TV.
Oh, my gosh, I'm going to fall down.
Amani Vault lost it at the top of the key. Jay, right there, right on cue with her 5.3 steals per game. Chisholm gets one there and lays it up to push the Buccaneers lead to 19.
Oh, gosh, and she's going to get another chance here, Sam.
And another layup off the glass and in. 6 points in the third quarter, 11 for the game for Taylor Chisholm. And, boy, it got away from West quickly here early in the third. Laney by 21.
Nice inside pass.
Ward missed it. Good pass in from Vault. That shot up, no good. Boy, West with some point-blank attempts right there and couldn't get it to fall.
Yeah, 3 good looks that time, and the Trojans just not able to convert on any of them. See how they spread out, Sam?
Oh, yeah.
There's no 2 blue shirts that are clumped together. I mean,
they're socially distanced.
Yeah, they're socially distanced. Excellent point.
Summer again. That one a little too strong.
Can't blame her for taking it, though, the way she's been shooting.
Stanley kind of flung a one-handed baseball pass, and West nearly lost it, careless with the ball there. Seiler back out to Vault, 3 from the wing. Little short, right into the breadbasket of Ward, and she couldn't quite corral the offensive board.
See what they do now. Again, Sam, they just kind of taking their time.
Gracie Elmore
Where
checking back into the game
Wow.
for West. Good cut and finish from Brooke Summer, and she's got a game-high 12. And Laney leads 37-14 with 3:05 left in the third.
Buccaneers are putting on a clinic right now.
Ball off of Jackie Hill and out of bounds. And I believe we're going to get our COVID break here. The official timeout as Gracie Elmore will check into the game for West Brunswick after the break. So 3 minutes left in the third here on ATMC TV. Laney leads West Brunswick 37-14. Laney came into the game 3-1 and on a 2-game winning streak. West lost its first game to Ashley. Its first and only game against Ashley, 68-44. So, Jay, if you were looking at this one on paper, it's kind of transpired, how folks thought it might before this one started.
Yeah, I would think, I don't know what the Vegas line was on this game tonight. Hopefully there wasn't one. But, Laney would have been a prohibitive favorite coming in, and they've done nothing tonight that would indicate otherwise. The Brunswick County schools, because Brunswick County elected to not renew or begin their basketball programs until this week, so they're a little bit behind the New Hanover County schools and I guess Topsail too up in Pender County. They've all had a number of games under their belt before West and North and South are getting under play. So it'll probably take a week or two of some action and games, game type action to see what the real teams are going to look like here in Brunswick County.
Oh, boy, everyone on the floor lined up like it was going to be a pair of free throws, but the foul was called on the floor, so it'll be West Brunswick ball out of bounds. Jay, that's the third or fourth time tonight we've seen Amani Vault with a nice, under-control, strong, aggressive drive to the basket.
Yeah, Amani's got some game and probably just needs some, confidence and a little bit more of an opportunity. She could help West this year.
Oh, Woodard's pass intercepted, but she got it back. And now she's got Tootie Hill down low. Her hook shot up, no good. Ball knocked out of bounds by Laney and will stay with the Trojans here on the right side of your screen. Elmore, the trigger woman.
With bodies falling down everywhere.
Laney stole the inbound pass. That was number 20, Ayanna Rogers, but she traveled with it, so the Trojans will get another crack at it.
You know, Rogers, another one of those ninth graders that's good enough to play on the varsity. And she looks pretty quick.
Tootie Hill's point-blank shot up and around and no good, and then avoided her head crashing against the hardwood. But that extra effort will keep possession with the Trojans. So even though she missed the shot, Jay, she went in and kind of wrestled Breon Walker for the rebound and gave the Trojans another crack at it.
Tell you what, Tootie's been on the floor a lot tonight there. She's been working hard. Woodard with a long J, short.
Little short, Jay. Stepped into it, shot it in rhythm, just couldn't get it to fall. Oh, that was off Laney, but Laney corrals it. That was number 13, Lauren Bastable.
I think there's a little confusion out there defensively for West that time.
And it results in 2 free throws for the Laney Buccaneers. Catherine McGinnis will go to the line for a pair. Nothing but nylon on the first.
Yeah, McGinnis, 7.3 points in the first 4 games of the season for Laney, and that's her first, I think, first 2 points of the night. And I don't remember her shooting the basketball. I wonder how much she even played. She's coming back out.
Boy, yeah, I tell you what, those free throws, she was cool as a cucumber.
Sure
Nothing, didn't even hit the rim on either of them.
Yeah, there's another McGinnis on the team who's a ninth grader, and she scored 9 points in 1 game, but I don't think she's playing tonight. I'm wondering if they're related.
I think Vaught tried to make a pass with the ball before she had caught it. Did a good job being strong with it. Backcourt violation called against West Brunswick. I think the Trojan bench thought it was tipped there. Hard to tell from my angle, but it will be a turnover and go back to the Buccaneers.
Yeah, I think Haley thought it may have been tipped too, but officials didn't see it that way. So ball goes over to the Bucks of Laney.
And Jay, Laney is, of course, the alma mater of most famous basketball player of all time.
Sam Hickman?
Michael Jordan.
Wow. Didn't know that. Cheapskate, why don't he give him some money?
You see that logo on their jersey? And on their center court at their gym in Wilmington?
Yeah, I have, yeah.
Yazzie Stanley checking back into the game for Tootie Hill. And Jay, you know, on the never-ending list of things that have been impacted by COVID, and you know, a lot of these, all of these programs have kind of dealt with the same thing: step back 3, no good; rebound by Rogers, up and no good; ball knocked away. Stanley came away with it, but then another loose ball ends up back with Summer. Good entry pass into number 13, Lauren Bastable, who puts it off the glass and in. Boy, this third quarter has been all Bucks.
Yeah, this has been a bad quarter for a bad day for the Trojans.
Aaliyah Ward got a nice pass in the interior and was fouled on the shot attempt. She's got 2 points. We'll go to the line for a pair. And Jay, to finish the earlier thought, you know, you really felt like at the end of last basketball season that this Trojan girls program was trending in the right direction. All the youth with Seiler and Bellamy and Gracie Elmore and Stanley and Amani Vaught, Aaliyah Ward, Tootie Hill. And then before they knew it, Jay, they were pulled out of school and home and not practicing and you know, not having organized team workouts. And it's just got to be tough, incredibly difficult for these kids.
Well, and for the coaches and the teachers and everybody that's you know, associated with it.
Oh, a good pass over to Brooke Summer, and she's making everything She's got 14 points here to lead all scorers, and Laney leads by 28.
Tell you what, she has put on a clinic here tonight shooting. Even the shots she misses, she looks good.
Good entry pass into Aaliyah Ward. Misses the shot. Put back, no good. She was fouled. Coach Bannerman and assistant coach Gary Battle have got to like what they've seen from Aaliyah Ward here tonight against the Bucks.
I sure like the last couple of minutes, and particularly that time. First of all, a real nice catch inside, and then went straight up. Just wasn't able to convert, but stayed with it and is going to get rewarded with a pair of free throws.
And, Jay, she's got a nice free throw stroke.
Yeah, she's made 2 in a row.
Yeah, 2 of 3 tonight, trying to make it 3 of 4 here. That one's short. Missed everything. Dead ball. We'll give it back to Laney, and that was the ultimate announcer kiss of death. Complimentary free throw stroke, and then she misses everything.
It's amazing how many times that happens, you know.
Oh, Rogers with a nice split of the double team and then almost traveled with it. Stanley kind of just poked it away from her. Stanley's going to drive. She lost it, and she's going to be called for a traveling violation. 30 seconds left in the third. Laney 43, West Brunswick 16. And, Jay, for the first time in our history together, you can watch tonight's game live on ATMC TV, HD channel 910 and SD channel 3. Elmore from the corner. Karams off the iron, no good. Pass out to Leonard. Her shot was a little short. That's Brianna Leonard, daughter of Philip and Michelle Leonard. Michelle was a soccer coach at West and a social studies teacher. That long shot, no good. Putback attempt, misses everything, and that will bring the third quarter to a close. Heading into the fourth, it's Laney 43, West Brunswick 16. And Jay, as good of a job as the Trojans did in the second, fighting their way back into the game. Remember, Elmore had a wide open three-point attempt that would have cut the game to 8 with about 2 minutes left in the second. 30 minutes later in real time, and the Trojans find themselves down by 27.
Yeah.
How was Laney able to control that third period?
Well, I think in large part because some really solid shooting from, of course, Brooke Summer, who has been on fire tonight. 3, 5, 7 in the third quarter, 14 for the game. And then Chisholm, who is the leading scorer coming into tonight's game, 2, 4, 6, and 5. She's got 11, just one under her average, Sam. So, but too many turnovers for the Trojans, and the opportunities that they have had, they haven't been able to take advantage of. And you can't do that against a real good team like Laney.
Only one made field goal in the third quarter for West Brunswick. It was early. It was Seiler, and then West went the last 6.5 minutes of the third without a converted field goal.
You know, they got 44 points against Ashley in their loss, and right now they're sitting at 16 through 3 quarters against Laney. Tough to win games when you aren't able to score any more than what they've done tonight.
Laney outscored West Brunswick in the third quarter 19-5 to take this commanding 27-point lead. Metz with a strong rebound and was fouled on her way down and threw the ball at an opponent. Was probably fortunate to not get whistled for a technical foul there.
It's a good thing they haven't been able to shoot well tonight, because that would went awry too, Sam.
Sure did.
I'm not sure it went where it was supposed to.
No,
or where she wanted it
that
anyway.
That was intended for the back of a Laney player and missed the target, like many of the shot attempts we've seen here tonight.
Good overplay that time by Chisholm.
In 6 years, that might be the best call I've ever heard you make. And the standard was already pretty high, partner.
Oh, my word. Look at it. Look how they spread out. So they got a lot of reserves playing now for Laney, but they're going to play the same way as the starters. Now, it helps when you got 15 out there, Jackie Hill with the ball.
Jay, you took the words right out of my mouth. I've heard you say many, many times, that the sign of a really good team is when the reserves come in and the style of play, the energy, the effort, the execution looks very similar to what the starting five would do.
Yeah, I've always thought that's like a real good sign, indication of a well-coached team with no matter who you put out there, they kind of play the same way, and certainly appears to be the way that Laney's playing here tonight as Hill knocks down the first.
So Laney with a 20-5 run spanning the third and fourth quarters make that 21-5 as Hill knocks in a pair. She's got 9, and look at there, Jay. She averages right at 9 for the season. And West Brunswick wants a full timeout with 6:57 left in the game, trailing by 29. Jay, what's the discussion here in the West Brunswick huddle? Guys, we're probably not going to win this one, but I want to see effort and intensity the final 7 minutes,
yeah,
something along those lines?
Sure, I think so, Sam. I mean, yeah, they're not going to win this game tonight. I think what they can win is this last 6 minutes and 57 seconds, and let's see what we can do, over that period of time and play the way that we believe we're capable of playing. And I don't think they've really done that thus far this evening. West hasn't had a good night. Laney's had a real good night, and that's a bad combination if you're a Trojan fan. But let's see what they can do over the last basically 7 minutes to try to make this game a little more competitive.
Jay, if you were Rip Van Winkle and you fell asleep last February and woke up and came into this gym and saw the cheerleaders and about 25 other people sitting around for a high school varsity basketball game in Shiloh on a Friday night, what would you think? The whole scene is surreal here tonight.
It is. And I watch the games on television now, pro or collegiate, and you see just a smattering of people in the stands, and it's just so weird. I mean, this whole never in our lifetimes, Sam, in my lifetime's been a lot longer than yours.
What a
nice
one-handed pass. Bucket plus the foul. Number 20, Ayanna Rogers with a good finish through contact. And, Jay, it's getting worse before it's getting better for West.
Yeah, and it very well may here. This last 6:33 could take a life of its own.
47-16, a 31-point lead with 6.5 minutes left in this one. And Jay, important to understand, this is no cream puff that's beating West tonight. Laney will most certainly be in the upper echelon of the Mid-Eastern Conference girls basketball standings.
Well, hey, listen, and to your point, Sam, Coach Bannerman, a tough draw to open up the season with Ashley and then Laney, right?
I mean, what did she do to the scheduling committee?
She needs to talk to the athletic director.
What a great entry pass by Tootie Hill into Aaliyah Ward. And, Jay, that's encouraging to see coming out of a timeout. That possession. They worked it over to the wing. One of your bigs made a great entry pass into Aaliyah Ward, who sealed off her defender and got fouled. We'll go to the line for 2.
Couldn't have said it any better. And Ward 2 for 4 from the stripe tonight, make it 3 of 5.
Told you she had a nice free throw stroke.
She does, and she's demonstrating it tonight.
No jinx.
No jinx. Are those new uniforms for the Trojans? Did they? I don't remember them having West.
Tootie Hill. Jay, Tootie Hill just poked it from behind, right from Jackie Hill, at a wide open dribble and layup, and knocked it off her knee. It was a great play, really heady, great awareness, and just couldn't quite corral it and lay it up and in. And Laney's got a fast break on this end. Rogers missed. Jackie Hill with the rebound over to Chisholm.
That was kind of like a no-look shot that time by Rogers. She's not afraid, Sam. The ninth grader going to go back up.
Nope, she fired that up. Another strong rebound by Aaliyah Ward. She's got to be approaching double digits in boards tonight. Reagan Stewart with the steal.
Unfortunately, I'm afraid the Trojans are way into double digits on turnovers, and
Jay, they might be approaching triple digits.
Yeah, I hope not. We got a little injury out here now.
Took one to the chops. Haley Woodard set to check into the game for West, I believe. It looks like she's got a taped nose or something.
She may have got
under her mask.
Yeah, poked pretty good that time. She looks like she got black and white shoes on. Sam, is that something going on now, new? I don't know. I'm getting so old I can't keep up with all
Partner,
these
I couldn't even make it a tip-off on time. I don't know why you're asking me anything.
Speaking of shoes, we get a shot at Woodard's shoes. Haley's got some fancy shoes on, Sam.
Check out Yazzie Stanley's
And Yazzie
partner.
said both same thing. Maybe I was looking at Yazzie and I thought it was Haley. I don't know. Nice.
Chisholm, offensive rebound and a mid-range floater up and in. She's got 13, eclipses her season average.
She's just a junior. Uh-oh.
Rogers steals it from Bellamy. All alone, layup off the glass and in.
The way she was counting her steps, Sam, I thought she was going to dunk it. Wouldn't be surprised if she could.
Jay, in 2021, the way the last couple years have gone, nothing would surprise me as Yazzie Stanley fouled on the shot attempt.
Yeah, that's the truth. But the good news is it's 2021, and 2020 is behind us, and get everybody inoculated, and let's get this whole world turned around.
Stanley's free throw misses off the left iron. Elmore checking into the game for Morgan Bellamy. Amani Vault set to check in, looks like for the shooter, Yazzie Stanley. 4:49 left in the game. Laney 52, West Brunswick 17. Reboot. Hard restart there. Stanley, as she was dribbling her free throw routine, she knocked it off of her leg and took that time to collect herself and knock in the second free throw. And her reward is she'll come out of the game. Vault will check in. Jay, it's probably hard for our viewers to really fully grasp this, but if you saw West Brunswick 2 years ago, they really have gotten a lot better. I mean, they have improved dramatically. It's, you know, I say that, and they're facing a 52-18 deficit, but it's the truth.
Well, it is, and you're right. It's a little difficult for folks just maybe who haven't seen that to believe it, but I think you're right. They're not playing very well here this evening, and they're playing against a real good team who's playing very well. Wait a few weeks, and you know, let's see when West starts playing schools other than Ashley and Laney, and see how they do. But you're right, Sam. The program has trended up, I think, over the past couple of years, and Coach Bannerman's doing a real good job of, you know, kind of keeping the momentum headed in the right way.
Aaliyah Ward was fouled after pulling down a defensive rebound and will shoot the front end of a 1-and-1. And Jay, on Coach Bannerman's staff is Gary Battle, who's coached in state championship games as a high school head coach. I mean, these, you know, Coach Bannerman, Coach Battle, they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
You know, they're well coached. You know, I mean, Jay was as recently as 2 years ago couldn't even get the ball up the court. And now, you know, while they're not necessarily playing, you know, Laney in a tight game, you know, they don't look totally overmatched as they once did, or not as overmatched as they once did.
No, I get it. That you said it right. And look, these are just got to get through these games and learn from them what you can and improve. I'm sure that's what Coach Bannerman and Coach Battle will have them doing when they get back to practice.
Elmore missed the baseline jumper. Into the game for Laney, number 30. Well, Jay, I don't have a 35 here. We'll have to get back to you on that one.
I was looking too, and I didn't see it, Sam. So,
or a 42 for that matter. And Laney gets a timeout. Possession stays with the Buccaneers. So 3:46 left in the game. Laney 52, West Brunswick 18. Jay, you know, not necessarily about or specifically about West Brunswick or Laney, but the North Carolina High School Athletic Association has made calendar changes and schedule changes, and, you know, we've started workouts and stopped and then started back with limitations, and then, you know, West came back, Jay. They could just start practice back on January 11th. And had a game on the 19th. I mean, you usually have a couple months worth of practice. In this case, they had a week. You know, so I guess my question to you is, expert color commentator, just how difficult is that to get your conditioning and all your plays and to do all that in a 7-day span. Is it impossible?
Well, that's the word that comes to mind, and I think it's one of those situations where you just look, you kind of do the best you can, right? And you try to make lemonade out of lemons. I mean, but sure they would want more time, but I think if you got them all in the to talk about it, they would just say, listen, we're just happy to be playing. And,
Amen.
The more we can make things normal in our country, there's some normalcy with Elmore with the 3.
Yep, Gracie Elmore, a familiar sight, knocks down a perimeter jumper, and Laney now leads 52-21. Boy, Summer's a good athlete, partner.
She's
she
nice.
Just blaze the ball up the court. Number 42 puts it up and in for the Bucks. Simmons.
Sam.
That's Ella Simmons, partner, number 42 for the Buccaneers.
Ella Simmons, thanks. This whole pandemic that the world has gone through kind of sort of puts a lot of things in perspective. And if you only have 7 or 8 days to get ready for a game, then okay, there's a lot worse things going on. But again, it's just such a joy that there is some normalcy that's kind of returning to our way of life. I don't know what the new normal is going to be, right? We'll see. But it sure feels good seeing the kids play here this evening. And listen, one of the things about our ability being ATMC's ability to bring these games to you live.
Man, you said it. You said it. All these people who can't come to the ball games and can still watch their loved ones and, compete. It's just fantastic.
Now they got to put up with me and they got to put up with you, right?
Yeah, that's what the mute button is for.
That's right. But that's kind of an easy put up, if you ask me, to get a chance to see their kids, their grandchildren, their neighbors and
friends, cousins, absolutely.
Right.
I couldn't have said it any better as Vault splits a pair.
So good timing on the folks at ATMC for kind of working on this technology and being able to bring it to you tonight and all season.
Bella Davis in the game for Laney, along with number 30, Crandall. Bella Davis got it. She was trapped over there by Autumn Purdue. Turnaround jumper blocked by Monty Vault, and she tried to get it ahead to Elmore. It was deflected. Elmore came up with it anyway. Wisely pulls it back. She's got Leonard alone, way strong. Purdue couldn't come up with the offensive rebound. And then Purdue fouls number 12, Walker. And Laney still not shooting a 1-and-1. That was only the 5th team foul called against the Trojans. It'll be Laney basketball going right to left on your screen. Almost a 5-second call, but a good pass into Bella Davis.
Whoa.
And Jay, that's a 9th grader there. In 4 years, Woodard will be the one.
That's right.
Slinging the opponent to the hardwood, unintentionally, of course.
Listen, I've been watching this thing on the Netflix called Cobra Kai.
Oh.
And a lot of it is, it's and some of the girls go at each other. That looked a little Cobra Kai-like to me.
Cobra Kai-ish?
Yeah, Cobra Kai-ish, if that's a word. That's a good show.
Purdue had Elmore on a run out. Elmore just took it from her, lays it up and in. So Elmore has 5 here in the 4th quarter, 7 for the game. West down by 30 at 54-24.
I mean, Danielson is something else, Sam, if you haven't.
Sweep the leg. Do you have a problem with that?
No mercy.
That's right.
No mercy.
No mercy.
But thankfully, Johnny Lawrence has really turned into what I believe is going to be a good guy.
Yeah, and he was so detestable in the early Karate Kids.
I know.
It's hard to root for him, but, he's turned his life around.
You've been watching it too?
I know enough about it.
Huck watch it?
No.
He's too little?
No. He's not allowed to watch the Netflix unless it's our kids' profile.
Winnie not too little for it. Boom.
Oh, Elmore just missed a three from the left wing. That would have put her in double figures. Vault wrestled away an offensive rebound, was fouled on the putback, and Vault will go to the line for two.
Well, Monty's got 1 point tonight. She had 5 points in the first game of the season. She's a junior, and she's worked hard here this evening.
And Jay, unless Elmore's got 7 tonight. Good-looking free throw stroke from Amani Vault. Elmore has 7 and Seiler has 6, but still West Brunswick almost 2 games in and has not had a player yet reach double figures in scoring.
Well, if the first couple of games are any indication, scoring may be a little bit of a problem for them this year. Again, let's wait a week or two and see when they play, some of the other schools in the league.
South Brunswick, North Brunswick, Topsail.
Yeah, coming out of the chute and playing the 2 best, not an easy thing to do. And not to mention they haven't played Hoggard yet, and Hoggard looks real good. So.
Yeah, remember Isis Tresvik? Boy, she's turned into quite a player, Jay.
She's a nice ball player. We knew we had that one figured out, Sam.
Might be a Division I athlete in 2 sports.
Just softball
basketball
player.
And softball,
That's what I thought, yeah.
Well, last I checked, Jay, since they haven't played spring sports in what feels like 14 years,
yeah.
It's tough to tell. Elmore establishes a new season high for a West Brunswick player with 9. Laney nearly loses it and then does. Woodard lost it. Leonard comes away with it. Over to Elmore, alone on the baseline, little strong. Leonard mixing it up down there and then gets tied up. And I believe possession will stay with the Trojans. 1:09 left in the game. Laney 54, West Brunswick 27.
Leonard, the minutes she's been in tonight, she's done some pretty good things. Hasn't scored, but she's looked pretty good shooting the ball. Nice pass there. Oh. Boom.
Woodard has a look, made a good extra pass, but Laney with a great closeout. Leonard from the baseline. There's your points, Jay. Leonard's now in the scorebook.
Yeah, and this is a good example, Sam. They're playing Laney's, 3rd team, maybe?
Oh, Jay, I think Leonard just tried to block Amani Vault's shot. Woodard from the baseline.
Boom.
Bingo.
So you see what a difference it is when, the level of play is a little closer, right? I mean, the first team up for West versus the first team up for Laney, probably not too close. But when you get into the, 2nd and 3rd teams for Laney, and West can be much more competitive.
That's
when
right.
they play these other schools, I think that's what you're going to see.
Crandall fouls Autumn Purdue on Purdue's steal and drive to the basket. Boy, Jay, I tell you, Brianna Leonard's given West some good minutes here in the 4th quarter and in her earlier stint. And I'm just going to say it right now. So in 2 years, I can say Haley Woodard's going to be a heck of a player.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. She's a
good-looking freshman guard. Going to be a good player for the Trojans eventually.
Yeah,
Vault took a shot to the eye there. Boy, Jay, it's turned into a WWE SummerSlam here in the last minute and a half, 2 minutes.
Some kids you can just kind of see them, Sam, walk up and down the court, much less run, or on the football field or the baseball field or whatever, and they just look athletic. I mean, they just look like very coordinated, and Woodard looks like one of those kinds of kids. Well, time will tell, and if she's willing to work and put in the time, but.
West nearly stole the inbounds pass. 7 seconds left in the game. Laney just trying to dribble out the clock. Elmore comes up with a steal. 2 seconds left. She flings a one-handed half-court shot. It is no good, and that will do it in the varsity girls high school basketball action. Laney 54, West Brunswick 31. Laney improves to 4-1 on the season, while West Brunswick falls to 0-2. Stay right here with us on ATMC TV.
I think what there's going to be.
There's going to be a short break for a cleaning period.
Yeah,
we understand.
They got to sanitize the facility. So we'll take their lead, and we'll be back with the guys later.
So we're going to take a break of our own before Laney and Wes duke it out in boys high school basketball action. Thanks so much for joining us right here on ATMC TV. Welcome to ATMC TV, our second game of the young season. After having the varsity girls earlier, it's the Laney Buccaneers who stroll into Charlotte with a 3-1 record after dropping their opener to New Hanover. The Laney Buccaneers have won 3 straight. This is the season opener for West Brunswick, partner.
This is game number 1 for the Trojans and game number 5 for Laney. So, as in the girls' game, I think that might make a little difference here tonight. Let's see.
Bachman with a baby hook up and in. He averages 9 a game for the Buccaneers and stakes Eric Davis's squad to an early lead. Jordan McCall with the ball out front for West.
Jeez, who whiz, if I didn't know better, I'd swear West was playing the Lakers here tonight. Look at them gold uniforms, Sam.
Yep, and look at the size of those kids, partner.
Yeah, there's some big kids out there.
Meters, his shot was no good. Ruled that it hit the top of the backboard, I think, so a dead ball. And West looks like they're in some kind of 2-2-1 full court trap here, partner.
Try to press them, but I bet you Laney's a tough team to press. Oh, they turn it over.
There you go. Cause some problems. Meters with the steal. Gets it over to J.J. Cobb in the bubblegum shoes, Jay.
Let me tell you, Cobb is quick. I bet he didn't slow down any since last year. You know, he played a lot of ball as a freshman, Sam. Let's see if that helps him his sophomore season.
Jay, so many new faces for West Brunswick. Jordan McCall, number 11. Ian King, number 22. Meters and Ethan Hewitt are returners. Here comes Laney. Surregal on the drive. Kicks it over to Newkirk. Baseline jumper, no good. Backman's tip, no good. Newkirk putback, no good. And finally, Ian King with a defensive rebound. Boy, Laney just playing volleyball with it around the goal, partner.
Well, they got a size advantage with Newkirk and Bachman. And, of course, they got some athletes out there that can just flat out get up in the air.
Metters with the pump fake. Mid-range jumper. Oh, it spins out. A good-looking move by Meters, but he couldn't get the shot to fall.
Koa Surgao, who used to go here as Bachman with the putback.
Yep, Surregal played his first 2 years as a Trojan, partner. Foul called against number 3, Cavius Berry, and already checking into the game for West, number 20, Tyler Rodriguez. He'll check in for McCall. Jay, he's a new face. He moved into the area.
Well, and early reports are that he might can shoot him up. So we'll see. That's your coach, Aaron Taylor. You always like to have, some recruits that you don't recruit, right? So.
Yep, that's right. Never hurts. Meters has got it. Back to J.J. Cobb at top. West still scoreless, 2 minutes and 10 seconds into the opening game. Bachman with 4 early points for Laney as the Bucks lead 4-0. He walked. West, Jay, maybe try to get something easy out of this pressure defense because the Trojans have struggled mightily in the half court early on.
The shots could be tough tonight. There's some tough matchups for West out there. There's another turnover.
Threw it away. Rodriguez just going with it. Foul. Oh, the shot spins out. That's the second time a West Brunswick mid-range jumper has looked all but down, but Rodriguez will go to the line. And Jay, exactly what we just said, the early pressure causing some problems. Maybe the Trojans get some easy points off of their defense.
Yeah, and that's nothing new for Aaron Taylor's team. As Rodriguez sinks the first. He's a junior. And again, some of the early reports coming out of Charlotte were that this kid can flat out fill it up and shoot real well. And if that's the case, it'll be a very valuable addition to West Brunswick this year because, as you were saying, Sam, they lost a whole lot of players from last season's team that won 17 games. So it's a pretty good ball team last year.
And Jay, of course, the most notable loss is 6'9" Jaden Parker, who's now at the University of North Florida. And Jay, another Rodriguez on the court. Chris Rodriguez from Laney buries a corner 3 as the Bucks handled the pressure much better that time.
And this kid, Chris Rodriguez, can shoot the 3. He's 6 for 14, making 7 for 15 on the year. And Laney's win over Topsail, he had 4 3-point buckets. So you got to keep an eye on Chris Rodriguez if you're defending him.
Jay, much easier time that time. Laney breaking the pressure, found Rodriguez a shooter. Bachman up, in, plus the foul. Bachman has 6 early points, and Laney with a 9-2 lead.
Yeah, Bachman doing a real good job that time of going to the basket. A nice catch. And then he's at 6'7". He's gonna tower over everybody for Western
grader.
Tonight. 10th grader.
He's a 10th grader, Jay.
Yeah, looks like he's got a big upside, Sam. Joe Bachman, averaging 9.3, 7.5 boards. And he's got 7 here tonight already.
Almost at his season average, and we're not 4 minutes in yet.
Laney in a little zone now, changing things up. J.J. Cobb's got to recognize it.
Dante Clark's in the game for the first time.
Littlest guy on the floor gets the board. Boom.
Tyler Rodriguez from the corner, nothing but net. He's got all 5 of the Trojans' points.
Nice.
Layup up and in for number 30, Joshua Helms. Laney responds with a bucket, and it's 12-5 Bucks with 4:15 left in the first.
Keep an eye on this Helms kid, too. He's only a freshman.
Oh, boy.
So some youth for Eric Davis's Buccaneers, and they play well. Nice drive.
Koa Surigao off the glass in, plus the foul, and Laney on the verge of taking a 10-point lead midway through the first quarter. Jay, Laney on pace to score 30 points here in the opening quarter. Just an offensive explosion.
Yeah,
I believe we're going to get a COVID break here, Jay. What's happened the first half of this opening frame?
Well, too much Bachman, right? Bachman overdrive. That's a band, in case you didn't know. But too much Joe Bachman early on tonight with 7 points, and Chris Rodriguez showing he can light you up with a 3. Surigao with a nice drive that time, and of course the sophomore Josh Helms with a good bucket too. And Tyler Rodriguez has all the points for West Brunswick, so big early lead for the visitors from Laney.
Jay, even though it's caused a couple of turnovers, do you think West maybe backs off of that full court pressure? That's 3 possessions in a row. Laney had a wide open corner 3, easy and 1 for Bachman, and now a driving potential and 1 for Surigao on 3 straight possessions.
Yeah, you know, I just would think Laney, and knowing the way Davis coaches, would be a tough team to press, notwithstanding the fact that West Brunswick did have a little early success. But to your point, Sam, it seems like the Buccaneers adjusted to it well. So I don't know, probably see a little bit of a lot of different things tonight. I think that's what you're going to have to be able to do to go up against a team like Laney. And physically, there's some tough matchups out there on the court. West doesn't have anybody taller than about 6'2", 6'3", maybe, and Laney's got a bunch of kids that are that big.
McCall tries to whip a one-handed pass off the dribble up the court to Meters, and it's out of bounds. So a turnover for West, and boy, Jay, the West is on high alert early, down by 10, and Laney looking like it's clicking on all cylinders.
Yeah, this would be a tough. You don't want to fall way, way, way far behind against Laney.
That's going to be a hold away from the ball on number 3, Ethan Hewitt. Jay, that's his second with 3:40 left in the opening frame. One of the starters, Ethan Hewitt, in foul trouble. West trying to get a sub in, and a familiar face for this play-by-play announcer, number 21, Abel Urasek, checking into the game for West.
He related to Isaiah?
Younger brother of Isaiah.
Well, he's bigger than Isaiah. I don't know. He might be younger, but he's bigger.
He is, just not quite as fast.
Oh.
Whoa.
You know who that is.
Connor Poe.
Woo.
No good. Bachman with the follow tip. He's got 9 in the first 4.5 minutes of the game. West now facing some pressure of its own as Chris Rodriguez is whistled for a foul. West down by 12. Laney 17, West 5. 3:24 left in the opening period.
Sam, this kid Poe, number 12, got some skinny legs, but let me tell you, he can flat out get up in the air. My word.
Jay, when he snatched that offensive rebound, his hand was up around the top of the square.
Yeah.
Behind the rim.
Did you tell me he's a football player?
Yep, wide receiver.
Well, he looks it.
Rodriguez again. Bingo! Rodriguez. What a start to this young man's career. He's got 8, and West is within 9.
Yeah, 17 for Laney, 8 for Tyler Rodriguez. West is in a zone now, and that might be a better defense for him against this team. Look up the court. Missed it.
Meters with a drive. Boy, West bench thought Meters got fouled. No call. Oh, a good pass from Chris Rodriguez to number 32, Shea Corbett. Boy, Jay, that is 5 different Buccaneers in the scores column already, and Laney leads by 11.
A very unselfish team.
A lot of stoppages here in the first 5 or 6 minutes, Jay. That was a foul. Each team has been whistled for 4 fouls as number 22, Amory Pittman, checking into the game for Laney.
Coach Davis darn near turned himself inside out that time. I know he cares about offense, but he really cares about defense. And if he sees you make a defensive error or plays the way he doesn't want you to play defensively, you're going to get a talking to.
Jordan McCall out front for West. He's going to fire away. Oh, it almost back rim deadened in there, but just off. And here comes Cavius Berry for Laney. He throws it away, trying to get it to Joshua Helms. Dante Clark checking out. J.J. Cobb checking in for West. So for the go ahead, Jay.
Well, I was going to say an important 2 minutes for West now. They got a chance to get this lead into single digits anyway, and let's see if they can play strong coming, into the second quarter. They need to finish up strong here in the first. That's not quite what you want to do.
Deflected away by number 22, Pittman. It'll stay with the Trojans. Boy, it looked like Urasek at all costs was going to try and get that ball to J.J. Cobb, who at times, Jay, can be a one-man press breaker.
Yeah, I know. It's not a bad idea to try to get it to him, but you can only get it to him if he's in fact open, and he was not there.
Still in a layup, number 30, Joshua Helms. He's got 4.
That's the freshman. And West.
And then a foul called on Pittman.
And they got lucky that time, Sam, because they were in a bad position. Time running out, trying to get the ball in.
And, Jay, you got to take advantage after a made basket of running that baseline. But can't do it here because it was after another stoppage, not a made basket.
This is a tough team to try to dribble through, Sam. They're too good.
Barry from the corner buries it, his first bucket. And, boy, you look up, Jay, it's a 16-point deficit.
Yeah, Barry is quite a player.
Rodriguez shot no good. Defensive rebound, Laney. Look at this kid run, Jay.
Quick.
West Brunswick fortunate to get the miss there. 1:20 left in the first. Cobb going to take it himself. Shots up, and how he got it to go, I don't know, but what an individual effort by J.J. Cobb. Boy, looked like some contact on that, and here comes Cobb by himself.
He's going.
Up and in. J.J. Cobb with 4 quick ones to pull West within 12, 24-12.
I'll tell you what, he does not have any fear, Sam Hickman. J.J. Cobb is not afraid of anybody in that paint area.
No. Jay, Bachman, anybody else, Cobb is going to come right at you.
They're coming at you, 5'8". But
we'll get our first look at number 4, Tavion King for West Brunswick. Bachman back into the game for Laney. Yeah, backcourt violation, Jay. It looked like Cavius Berry tipped it on this side of the timeline and then recovered it back there. So turnover by Laney. And, Jay, that's about the 4th turnover, and they've still scored 24 points this quarter.
Yeah, amazing offensive display here in the opening 8 minutes. Well, that's as slow as I've ever seen J.J. Cobb.
Yep. And that's going to be a foul. The defender was on his hip there. So 24-12, boy, Jay, he's going to be, he already is, but he's going to be so electric before his time here is done. Cobb is just, he's got something that you just can't teach, and he's lightning quickness.
He's quick, and he sure is fun to watch. Now, he can be exasperating at times too, but I think you just kind of take the not so good with the really, really good that Cobb can provide.
Ethan Hewitt working on Bachman.
That's a tough matchup there. Yeah,
he gets it back out to J.J. Cobb, who's guarded by Surgal at the top of the key. 17 seconds left in the first quarter. Cobb's got to go, 5-second count. Got a good pass into Tavion King, and Bachman just flat-footed, swatted it away. Oh, what a move. Oh, he missed the shot. Newkirk got it. Surgal's shot off to the side, drew no rim, and after 1 quarter of play and a frenetic finish to the first quarter, Laney has doubled up the Trojans, but back-to-back buckets late by J.J. Cobb have kept the Trojans within striking distance. After 1 here on ATMC TV, it's Laney 24, West Brunswick 12. Jay, your early impressions.
Laney's good. That's kind of an understatement, right? But Laney is really good. 3-1 coming into tonight's game. Their most recent contest, 53-36 win over South Brunswick. In that game, Berry and Helms each had 11, and Bachman a double-double with 10 points and 10 boards. But they've certainly taken command here this evening. Turned the ball over a couple of times against the West press early on, but seem to have settled down from that, and have just been a little bit too much for the Trojans, and save for the last couple of buckets by Cobb. West is still in the game, only down 12, but Bachman 2, 4, 6, 7 points.
9
points, I'm sorry, in the first quarter. And Helms, the freshman, very impressive with 4, and Berry quick with 3. I mean, they got points all around, Sam. So
and made a couple perimeter shots with Berry and Chris Rodriguez.
And play, you don't play for Coach Eric Davis unless you play good defense. So only giving up 12 in the first quarter. A good start for Laney.
And Jay, to folks who don't remember, Eric Davis was the coach at West Brunswick for several years, and just completely rebuilt the basketball program essentially from scratch, and turned it into a perennial contender in Eastern North Carolina before accepting the head basketball job at Laney.
Yeah, he had a real nice run here.
Oh, that 3 spins out, and that was a good job of boxing out by Ethan Hewitt to keep the 6'7" Bachman off the offensive glass.
I don't know how much scoring Ethan Hewitt can provide, but if he can rebound like that, he can be a very valuable member.
Oh, that was ill-advised there by Surgal. Good effort by Hewitt to get on the ground. It's going to be a tie ball situation.
And Hewitt helping things or making things happen again that time, this time defensively. Again, you don't have to be the highest scorer to be a really valuable player on your team. And Hewitt has that opportunity. It's a small West Brunswick team this year, not a lot of height.
And Surgal just came right into your living room there, taking the ball out right in front of our ATMC TV table. Now he's going to fire away from deep. Nothing but net. Surgal's got 6, and Laney leads by 15.
Well, look, Koa Surgal has had a tough shooting year, but if he starts raking the threes, teams are going to have a rough time when they play Laney, okay? Because Koa was looked they look to call it to provide a lot of leadership and some scoring this year. And but he's just not shot the ball the way he's capable of it. But if that three's any indication, he's got things turned around.
Going to be a traveling violation against Ethan Hewitt.
Well, let's see. The officials are going to kind of huddle up on that one, Sam, and they may change that call.
Yeah, I think it's going to turn into the front end of a 1-and-1, a foul call before the travel. And, Jay, remember when Ethan Hewitt, he was on the varsity team, I believe, Ty Johnson's final year, and he had a reputation as a shooter. And we haven't seen him take a perimeter jumper yet, no fault of his own, but he is someone who can knock down shots from the outside.
Well, again, his athleticism and ability to get up and down the court can help this team, notwithstanding whether he becomes a big scorer or not. But they've got other kids. Obviously, it looks like Tyler Rodriguez can shoot. We know Cobb's going to get some points. We think Jordan McCall eventually will be a solid performer too. So.
And, Jay, playing against a team of Laney's caliber and you get a trip to the line, a 1-and-1, that's one you got to knock in. Bachman off the glass and in. He's in double figures already with 11.
Yeah, it's just good ball movement that time by the Bucks.
Jordan McCall with a great drive and shot off the glass. Jay, you see why a lot of folks around West Brunswick like the sophomore McCall.
Well, very much an athlete. And
oh boy,
tough break.
Had a steal, tipped it straight to Newkirk, who lays it up and in.
Yeah, sometimes.
And boy, I've never seen a coach that furious after a made basket. Boy, Eric Davis.
I'll tell you,
his fist is imprinted in the little Trojan cushion there on the coach's seat.
He gets after you, and listen, you can't fault the success, Sam. He's won big here at when he was at West.
Everywhere he's went, Hopewell, West Brunswick, Laney.
Yeah, the guy can coach, no question about it.
Hey,
tense.
Jay, how about the quartet of Wilmington coaches in the Mid-Eastern Conference? Eric Davis at Laney, Wells Gullidge at Ashley, Brett Queen at Hoggard, and arguably the most successful of those, Kurt Angel at New Hanover. I mean,
they're good.
No way you could find four better head coaches in any city in North Carolina than the four we just rattled off.
You know what? That's a really, really good observation on your part.
You're talking about 1,000 wins, Jay, between the four of them.
Yeah, four of them in the same city. The way these guys are, these dudes can coach, and and they win.
Jay, what's going on here offensively? Tay King gets it, beats the break. Boy, what a move. Surgal rotated over and came over with a block.
Then Davis is all over Bachman. I don't know what Joe did, but he better not do it again.
Good pass in from McCall to Tay King. Rodriguez whips it over to J.J. Cobb, and McCall's got it up top. Ball stolen by number 10, Gregory Bryant. Pass ahead to Surregal, who lost it. Boy, that was a quick tie-up there, but the possession arrow favors the Trojans anyway, so they'll come up with another steal.
Yeah, that was going to be a tough catch for Surregal that time. He did a pretty good job of making it close, to be honest with you. You know, Sam, I'm thinking, you're talking about the good coaches and the good players, and one of those good players that you mentioned who was here last year, but he's now playing for North Florida, is Jaden Parker. And it's hard to replace a double-double when you got a kid that averaged, 21, 22 points a game.
21 and 12?
And 12 rebounds a game. And that's a lot to replace. And so there's going to be some growing pains for the Trojans early on here this season. Boy, he is quick. Oh, my gosh.
He sure is. I couldn't stay in front of him, I'll tell you that much.
No.
Rodriguez will go to the line for the front end of a 1-and-1. West down 31-14 with 4:56 to go in the second quarter.
Yeah, another tough draw coming out of the chute. Their first game of the year is against Laney. The girls played Ashley, then they played Laney, so,
Boy, Jay, this Tyler Rodriguez can shoot it.
Do you know where he came from? You said he transferred in.
I do not, partner.
Got a nice stroke.
He's 4 of 4 from the line and 2 of 2 from the three-point line. So shooting percentage of 100%. I think he maybe missed a mid-range jumper, so maybe is 0 of 1 from the field. That's going to be a hand check on number 24, Dante Clark. But Laney not yet in the bonus. For Laney, Surigao has 6, Berry with 3, Rodriguez with 3, Lawrence Newkirk has 2, Bachman leads all scores with 11, Tyler Rodriguez has 10 for West Brunswick, Cobb with 4, Jordan McCall with 2. Boy, he just went right around him, didn't he? Blocking foul called against Ethan Hewitt. Jay, if I'm not mistaken, that's his third. That's going to be the third foul on number 3, Ethan Hewitt.
And that hurts. Again, he's one of the kids that, as we mentioned a few times, he's going to have to help West in other ways. But one of those ways he's not going to be able to help is if he's sitting on the bench because of foul trouble.
Jay, do you think he's far enough removed to where it's okay? But what do you think Eric Davis thinks or feels when he comes back to this place? I mean, I can't remember exactly when we started, but boy, he got this program. I mean, it went to a sectional, or won a sectional, went to a regional. Was 2 games away from playing for a state championship. And now all of a sudden you come and go to the visitors' locker room. What's that like?
I don't know. And I know you know Eric, and I don't really know him the way you know him. Let's put it that way. But I guess, how many years has it been now? He's been at Laney, what, 3?
Yeah, 3.
Yeah, so I bet if this
I think this is his fourth
year.
Yeah.
So at some point, I guess maybe things kind of settle in. But, yeah, you would think there would be some good memories for Coach Davis.
Boy, Clark nearly came up with an acrobatic rebound. Instead, Poe comes away with it, and Barry's on the run. Lob up to Bachman. Wow. Up and in. Bachman going off here in this game. He's got 13 points to lead all scores.
Sam.
Another steal.
A great catch by Bachman and a good they're not good. They're going to give the ball up.
Boy, Connor Poe with a layup and a nifty 3-on-1 there.
They are going to give the ball up.
And West Brunswick wants a timeout. The Trojans find themselves down by 21 points midway through the second quarter. Laney 37, West Brunswick 16, and Jay, it got away from the Trojans early tonight.
It sure did. This is a real good basketball team. Kind of like in the girls' game that we had earlier. A good basketball team that's maybe playing even better than good here tonight. And West Brunswick, first game of the year, you're not quite sure what you're going to get. It's going to take some time to see where the Trojans fall in terms of the other teams in the Mid-East Conference. But let me tell you, anybody who goes up against Laney is going to have to strap them up because they got some ball players out there tonight.
Jay, let me share an interesting nugget while we have a timeout that I heard today. I would have never predicted this in a million years, and maybe this is just a perfect illustration of how wacky the world is right now. Hoggard is apparently playing at a breakneck pace. I heard in their first conference game, they didn't have a single possession that took off more than about 20 seconds of game clock. Now think back to the Hoggers that we've watched, how methodical and precise, and they would pass up good shots for a great one. And I mean, we're talking, they'd have possessions that lasted more than a minute, and now they're going up and down the court. And there's a credible source who shared this with me. I have no reason to not believe them. So how wild is that?
Well, you adjust to the kinds of players you have, and wow. Nice pass.
And Meters alone.
Finish it. There you go.
Meters off the glass and in, and West with a defensive board from Rodriguez ahead to Meters.
That could
it's going to be a technical foul on a missed dunk. I can't say that I've ever seen. Oh, no, I have saw it at East Carolina. A technical foul with a missed dunk. It was actually Robert Sampson. In this case, it's Laney's Joe Bachman. Misses the dunk. Whistle for a technical foul.
That's it. That's such a close call. I think sometimes the kids are hanging on the rim, and the ones that are hanging on because they're, trying to protect themselves versus ones that are just trying to, maybe show off. I'm not sure Bachman was then, but it's almost an automatic call by the officials these days.
It is, Jay, and I mean, you're asking a lot of officials to make that determination in a split second. In that case, I didn't think anyone was around Bachman. I'm a little confused on the technical foul. I got to brush up on the rules as to why West isn't shooting free throws and getting possession. I'm assuming some kind of rule change that yours truly isn't familiar with. Way to go, play-by-play guy. But we'll check on that at halftime and get back to you. That's going to be a foul called. It's going to send Jordan McCall to the line for a 1-and-1.
You better check with Yogipedia over there and see what the deal is on that one, because I'm with you. I thought if it was a technical, you would get possession and you would shoot a free throw. By the way, we got some clarification on Tyler Rodriguez. He is a transfer from the state of Virginia.
That's right.
So good catch for Coach Aaron Taylor's team.
Jordan McCall misses the front end of a 1-and-1. Jay, as it turns out there, they wiped away the technical foul on Bachman. I guess ruled that maybe there was someone under him and he was trying to protect himself. Wow, what a take there. Jay, I missed it. Was that number 30?
Yep. Josh Helms, the freshman.
Boy, what a player he is and is going to be.
Rich get richer.
Boy, nice take there from Jordan McCall. Just couldn't get the shot to fall. And then Helms dribbled it off his knee. Ian King missed. Saved by Rodriguez off the foot of a Laney player and out of bounds. So it'll stay with the Trojans. And, Jay, we'll get our first look at number 10, Darian Benbow. Was on the JV team the last 2 years.
I was going to ask you about that, Sam. A lot of the kids that are on this year's West Brunswick varsity were on last year's West Brunswick junior varsity.
Okay, so we've got Tavion King, Darian Benbow, Jordan McCall, Cole Hamilton, Ian King, Abel Urasek, and Dante Clark. 7 of the 10 on this year's varsity roster played on West Brunswick's JV team a year ago.
And as you were telling me, kind of a competitive team. I mean, maybe middle of the pack, but
that's right, they were.
Not the best, but not the worst either.
In a kind of what folks at West Brunswick have gotten accustomed to. We're fine against South Brunswick, North Brunswick, Topsail, and Ashley as well. Couldn't really compete with the New Hanovers, Hoggers, and Laney. So 4th or 5th place. They were, but Jay, I know JV basketball, you're getting game experience, but that also means 70% of this year's team, West Brunswick varsity team, had no varsity game experience before tonight.
So
and that's hard.
And look at who you open up against, right?
Yeah, Laney's relentless.
A loaded Laney team, right? So before people jump off the bridge, Trojan fans. Let them play a little bit and certainly play some of these other schools that are probably more, at their level.
And, Jay, this is another case where the West Brunswick team you see tonight will look markedly different by the end of the season, even though it is a shorter season. I mean, every game these kids get of game action is going to benefit them moving forward.
Yeah, can you imagine, even though, to your point earlier, that they haven't had a whole lot of time to practice of 8-10 days, but can you imagine how tired they are playing against each other?
Oh, yeah.
They want to, they're just tired of not being able to play, right? So the fact that they're playing, they've got to be thrilled, and I know that they are.
That's going to be a turnover. Bimbo couldn't get it inbounds to Ian King, and the possession arrow favors the Bucks. Little confusion there as to who possession belonged to, and Connor Poe is going to be the trigger man for Laney. Double dribble against number 32, Shea Corbett. Yeah, he's a good-sized kid. I mean, Laney's probably got, 5 or 6 kids who are 6'2" or taller?
Oh,
Newkirk.
Easily, yeah, for sure.
Corbett, Bachman, Johnson.
Poe.
Yeah, Jaden Johnson, Connor Poe. Michael Milholland is a forward or center.
They got some size. And they also have some, some athletes, too. Look at that.
Length. Oh, boy, Tyler Rodriguez just took a shot, Jay, right to the throat. Number 12, Cole Hamilton, set to check into the game for West Brunswick with the Trojans down 21 here late in the second quarter. Bachman stoned off there. Good interior defense by Savion Meters. Oh, good pump fake by Lawrence Newkirk. Bachman got it up, but blocked from behind by Metters. Couldn't save it out of bounds, and it'll belong to the Trojans. Jay, it feels like we haven't seen Cobb much of this quarter.
No, he's getting a little bit of a rest, isn't he? I hope he's okay. Still got them pink shoes on over there, so I think he must be okay. But
yep, regardless of the result, he's a winner tonight just based on those shoes. McCall telling Ian King that he'll bring it up himself. Oh, Ian King's got a look, walked with it.
Boy, Ian was so excited that time to catch the ball in a position where he didn't have somebody, hanging all over him.
And, Jay, one more pass, and they had a wide open look after McCall expertly broke the pressure. I stole that word from you. I've heard you use it so many times through the years, expertly.
Oh, I thought you were going to say pressure.
That, too.
Okay.
Pressure. 1:45 left before halftime. Go ahead.
Can't believe you don't know who Bachman Turner Overdrive is.
I don't. I've heard of, J.S. Bach?
That's
the famous composer?
That's a different one.
Taking care of business every day?
Yeah, that's Bachman Turner Overdrive.
Okay.
All right.
You know, what I lack in a lack of knowledge, I make up for in ignorance.
Yes, you're among friends.
Bachman was fouled. Laney in the 1-and-1, so Bachman will shoot the front end. Jay, what has Bachman done well here tonight? It's allowed him to score 13 points here in the first half.
Well, he moves real well for a 6'7" kid, and obviously he's got a nice touch. He's 2 for 2 from the line. Statistically, he's 58% from the stripe coming into tonight's game, but can toss that out. Now, he's active. He gets off his feet well. He's got good hands. And, I mean, the biggest thing he's got going for him tonight, Sam, is that he's, probably 5 inches taller than anybody else out there for West Brunswick.
That helps. Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Can't teach tall.
So, Jay, how does West get some cleaner looks at the basket? That's just an unforced turnover there.
Nice.
Pass to Rodriguez off the glass and in. Chris Rodriguez has 5. J.J. Cobb working against him now.
I like that play by Bachman that time because he could have taken that all the way to, and maybe even dunked the basketball, but he gave it up.
Bimbo lost it out of bounds, went to make a move with it before he caught it. Meters checking out. Well, Uriset coming back in.
Sam, my numbers aren't that good, but Laney's probably on, an 80-plus point game right now?
86 right now. That's if they don't score again this half. That's a hand check on Ian King. Connor Poe will go to the line for a 1-and-1.
And they through 4 games, Laney averages 50.8 points per game. They almost have that much here in the first half. That either speaks to, some not so good West Brunswick defense or an exceptional scoring night by Laney, and maybe a little bit of both.
Well, Jay, and a slew of West Brunswick turnovers have led to probably, Laney's got to be approaching 20 points off of turnovers alone. I mean, how many steals near half court have resulted in uncontested layups? At least half dozen.
Poe looks solid. Yeah, you're right, Sam. Possessions are so important, and the more you give up, the less you're going to score, and the more the other team can score.
Newkirk off the glass and in.
Looked a little awkward, but you certainly like the results if you're a Laney fan.
And boy, Lawrence Newkirk has played a lot of minutes for Eric Davis at Laney. A lot of minutes. He was a regular contributor as a sophomore, so A lot of varsity experience. Uriset comes down with the rebound, gets it to Bimbo, who whips it over to Cobb. West down by 29 points. 10 seconds left in the opening half. Moving screen called against Cole Hamilton. 2.5 seconds left. Laney going to try to get a shot off before halftime, and a made basket here, Jay, will give them a 30-plus point lead at the break.
And they got a play set. This is going to be interesting to see what they do. They practice this, Sam. I guarantee you they practice this.
Screen, pass into Bachman. Baby hook, no good. Air ball, and that will do it. The opening 16 minutes ends with Laney leading the West Brunswick Trojans 47-18 right here on ATMC TV. We'll be back with the second half.
We're back for third quarter action here at West Brunswick. Laney with a big lead, Sam, 47-18, and Joe Bachman with 15 leads the way for the Buccaneers. He had just a great first half, as the entire Laney team did. And Tyler Rodriguez trying to keep West in the game as we got an injury. J.J. Cobb,
sophomore guard J.J. Cobb, writhing in pain over in front of West Brunswick's bench. And Jay, this is a tough sight.
Yeah.
Jay, 11 seconds into the third quarter, and West Brunswick's brightest young star on the basketball squad is down, being attended to by trainer, head coach Aaron Taylor, and assistant coach Altrey Frank. And
Sam, I had my head turned in the other direction, so I didn't see what happened.
Nor did I, Jay. And during this break, while they tend to J.J. Cobb, we're going to take one as well here on ATMC TV. Laney leading West Brunswick by 29 early in the third quarter. Jay, we are back as Cobb, on his own power, albeit very, very gingerly, walking off the court, I guess with a little bit of assistance from the trainer and Altrey Frank, be Laney basketball. But, Jay, probably every mind in this gym, on, at least on West Brunswick side, focused on the long-term health of J.J. Cobb.
Yeah, he went down hard. Could we get a push-off maybe?
Yeah, Bachman sealed him off, but I think maybe got a little extended there to create some separation.
A little extra push, yeah.
You know who didn't like it?
Yeah.
Eric Davis didn't like the call.
I can well imagine.
So, Jay, now you try to crawl back from this deficit without your starting point guard, J.J. Cobb.
Yeah, and that's going to be a tough thing to do. Cobb means so much to this team.
King lost it. Oh, Bachman got it back, laid it up and in. He's got 17, and the lead is 31.
You asked me why Bachman was doing so well in the first half, and I said he can catch the ball. Holy cow, how did he catch that ball?
Yeah, good question. I'm not sure.
He's got some great hands.
Oh, a good crossover. Jordan McCall, crossover, pull up, three-pointer. Boy, that was a nice-looking play by the sophomore.
I tell you, he looked pretty smooth on that play, didn't he, Sam? And I know there's some high expectations for McCall, not only here on the basketball court, but on the football field as well. Oh, nice play by Surgal.
Yep, and then McCall forces a tie-up, though the possession arrow stays with the Buccaneers.
And that won't show up in the box score, but McCall Surgal made a great defensive play that time. Boom.
Number 10, Gregory Bryant. That is his first bucket, though he's been very active.
Just about everybody on a deep Laney team is in the scoring column.
It's Meters, Hewitt, Hamilton, McCall, and Urasek for West. Newkirk, Bachman, Surregal, Bryant, and Cavius Berry for the Buccaneers.
There's an interesting match. McCall against Bachman.
Yeah, and McCall went right by him, Jay, but the discipline by Laney's team defense, there was someone to rotate over and help as soon as Bachman got, beat off the dribble.
Yeah, McCall's listed as 5'9", and Bachman at 6'7".
Surgal steps inside the line. Nothing but net. Boy, he's looked good shooting the basketball tonight, partner.
Yeah, he's had some problems shooting so far this season, but not tonight. He kind of looks like the Surgal that we started watching when he was in the 9th grade.
Ethan Hewitt responds with a deep three-pointer. Boy, he was a good 3 or 4 feet behind the line there.
And what happened?
And Laney displeased with the defensive. Laney head coach Eric Davis not pleased with the defensive possession there. West pulls to within 29. Sorry, Jay.
30-point lead, right? And he calls a timeout because they play
defensive laps.
That's right, defensive laps.
Yep, you can't have one playing for him.
No, you can't. That's it, and that's how you are successful, as he has been everywhere he's ever coached, Sam, as you were indicating earlier.
You know, Jay, when we do these games and, you know, one of the teams is just really, really strong defensively, it makes you feel uncomfortable for the offensive team. You wonder, how are they going to get a clean look? Because the way they play defense is so in your face, and, you know, in your business, in your space, it makes you wonder if West is ever going to get a clean look at the basket.
Yeah, you said it so well. You know, I wish I could go to these practices and watch these guys coach, you know, and particularly defense. I mean, I marvel sometimes as to, you know, how they get players to do what they do defensively. Offense, you know, I don't know. You always got the ball, you shoot, you know, you pick and all that kind of stuff. But defense is different, and it's no, it's not just luck that they're in the position that they're in. Look at that.
Gregory Bryant, the southpaw from the corner, makes the three. He's got 5 in a row, and Laney up by 32. McCall from deep. Oh, it rattles around and in. He's got 8 points and 2 3-pointers here in the third. Oh, he nearly picked Cavius Berry's pocket. Berry off of Newkirk and out of bounds. It'll be West Brunswick basketball. Boy, Jay, how excited do you have to be if you're Aaron Taylor and you see Jordan McCall just stepping into these threes and rhythm and knocking them down?
He looked like he's in a rocking chair on that last one, you know. Laney's going to throw a little zone at him now and see what that does. Keep shooting, Jordan.
Yeah, just fire him up. You're down by almost 30 points midway through the third, and he is. Oh, and it was on line. He just came up a little short. Newkirk, coast to coast, rebound, layup, up and in.
Well, Laney does a good job of getting back too, Sam. You're not going to beat him transitionally.
Air ball from the corner for Ethan Hewitt. Cavius Berry, boy, he's quick too, isn't he, Jay, with the ball in his hand?
He is lightning.
Off the top of the backboard, dead ball, 4:02 left in the third quarter. Laney 58, West Brunswick 27. Jay, as you said in the first half, Laney came into the game averaging 51 points per game. They got 58 here halfway through the third. And Jay, I have no idea how, but what happened just now?
Well, somebody in the Bible died and came back to life. So
that's right.
J.J. Cobb doing his impersonation.
And broke him down off the dribble. Kick out to Ethan Hewitt for a three, and that's how you attack the zone.
And you know, Ethan making a fibber out of me. I said, son, don't worry about scoring. Well, it sure looks nice when you draining them threes, and 2 in a row for Hewitt.
Jay, West has 12 points in the third quarter, all on three-pointers.
That helps. If they got a chance of making a game out of this, as Rodriguez with the drive, the three will help.
Good night. He got down the court in like a second and a half.
I like to see JJ and Barry.
Yeah.
Right? Just go at it up and down the court. I mean, who could get there to the other end first? That would be a nice race. Quick.
Boy, Jay, look at the scoreboard. All nice, round, even numbers. We got Laney 60, West Brunswick 30, 3:20 exactly left in the third quarter as we're going to get our COVID break of the third frame. Impressions from the first half of the third quarter. West Brunswick finding some success from beyond the arc.
Well, it helps when you can, shoot the three, and they've certainly done that well here in the third period tonight. A couple from Ethan Hewitt and a couple from Jordan McCall. Jordan McCall, only a 10th grader, kind of plays like an old man, though, right? I mean, he brings it up the court. He's got that kind of rocking motion on that jump shot, but almost like a between a set shot and a jump shot. But it's got a nice rotation on it. It's got a good touch, and he's helped out the Trojans here this evening.
Jay, one of our viewers is messaged me. He was watching it on TV and said it looked more like Cobb and a Laney player bang knees. They hit knees instead of, like a funny landing or a pivot.
Well, that was good, and thank our guest or whoever's watching at home for
the other Coach Hickman
paying more attention than me and you, right? Because when it happened, I had my head turned the other way.
Well, we were shielded anyway from all the commotion in front of the ATMC TV table. Foul called against Cobb, and number 30, Joshua Helms, a 9th grader, averaging 7 points a game, will go to the line for 2. Jay, I thought initially that was on the floor, but it was called a shooting foul, so Helms will go to the line for 2. Boy, this is a nice-looking young player, Joshua Helms.
Shoots 73% from the free throw line, shoots 40% from the three-point line.
Boy. Hard to believe he was playing middle school basketball last year.
Yeah. The rich get richer, right?
Undoubtedly.
Boy, they just you're afraid to put the ball on the floor.
Foul called against number 5, Jaden Johnson. That's only the 4th foul combined for these two teams in the third quarter as Laney leads 62-30. Cobb, King, Hewitt, another King, and Meters in for West Brunswick. Ian King short. Cobb out to Metters, way deep. Oh, no, just off the back iron. Had a bad angle at it. I thought he was way strong.
Oh.
Good move by number 5, Jaden Johnson, who seemed to levitate in the air there, waiting for the traffic to clear before laying it up and in. It's a 34-point advantage for the Bucks.
Man.
Connor Poe looks like $1 million.
Jesus.
Like $1 million in a basketball uniform.
Some cat's got it.
Look at his legs.
I know.
They're longer than I am.
Oh, man, I'm telling you. Somebody got to help. Somebody got to help.
5-second violation. Yep.
Yeah, we were talking about this in the girls' game when we were talking about Woodard. Some kids just look athletic, right?
Yep.
I think Pope's one of them kids, Just kind of looks the part. And you said he's a wide receiver in football, and wow.
Yes. Oh, it bounced right to Jaden Johnson for a layup, up and in. Laney now leads by 36. Jay, maybe a little too much dribbling.
Oh.
Thrown away to trying to get to number 32, Shea Corvitt. Jay, we're on shoe alert again. Check out Tavion King for the Trojans over here.
Oh, my word.
Boy, those are the Sam Hickman 19s.
Dude, those are bright. Nice, Tavion, nice.
And I know if the power ever goes out,
yeah,
I want to be with him so people can find us.
Yeah, between him and Cobb, they lit the place up, didn't they?
Sure did, Jay. Could have cut the lights off in here. Boy. almost an acrobatic make there. Poe got his hands on it, then lost it. Tavion King's got it, the right wing.
A player down for West.
Ankle maybe. Ian King is up, but it's going to be West Brunswick possession, out of bounds. Tyler Rodriguez back into the game for the Trojans. Jay, let me ask you this. How much can you take from a game like this? Again, it's an opener for West. So, you know, no one's going to write them off completely after this game. But, you know, what kind of conclusions can you draw from the first 3 quarters tonight?
I'm thinking. Well, listen, the conclusion so far is that
oh, man,
Laney is a tremendous team, and West has got a ways to go, and that helps
Dante
him.
Clark, offensive rebound, put back up and in. His first points of his varsity career.
You know, I asked Jim Phelan. We got a timeout.
Oh, man. I've never been more disappointed about a whistle, because as play kind of broke there, Poe had an unimpeded lane toward the basket, and he looked like he wanted to jump up there and tomahawk one, and I just want to see it once.
It's kind of
Is that bad?
And it's not bad at all.
Okay,
and I suspicion he can do it. What I was going to say is an answer a little bit to your question. I used to work, as you know, with Coach Jim Phelan at Mount St. Mary's. He's in the Hall of Fame.
Legend,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, and I asked him one day, I said, Coach, I said, you know, what makes good coaches? And he said, good players. You know, and he's right. And
smart man.
Right now, not to take anything away from West, because this is a rebuild year. I mean, 7 kids that played JV last year are now playing varsity. But right now, you know, the good players are wearing gold tonight, and there's just more of them than there are Trojans on the court right now. So, and you know, water seeks its own level, Sam. I mean, you know, cream rises to the top. There's a lot of cream on this Laney team right now.
You know, 14 seconds left in the third quarter. Helms all the way to the basket, lays it up and in. He's in double figures. We got 5 seconds left before the halftime buzzer. Metters from deep, off the glass, no good. Clark's putback came after the buzzer, and after 3 quarters of play, it's the visiting Laney Buccaneers 68, the West Brunswick Trojans 32. Laney looks like it will improve to 4-1 and ride a 4-game winning streak into next week, while the Trojans will fall to 0-1. West Brunswick again, last year 17-10, 8-6 in Mid-Eastern Conference play. And Jay, as we've said before on this broadcast, you lose a 6'9" Conference Player of the Year candidate, Jaden Parker, who's playing at the University of North Florida, averaged 22 points and 12 rebounds. It's hard to replace the size, the efficiency, the threat of him out there on the court.
Yeah, I don't think you really can. I mean, realistically, and certainly there's not any one player on this year's West team that's going to do it. So it's going to have to be a collection of players. And West fans don't run away right now, because come back after a couple of weeks. Come back after they've had a chance to play. This is their first game of the year against a really good team. And see how it is after they play North and South and, Ashley. And, see how they are then. I would expect these kids to get better as the season goes on. They just picked a tough opening night opponent in Laney. And, Parker is doing okay down at North Florida. I try to check in once a week just to see, and he's getting some minutes. And one game, I forget, maybe it was against State, North Carolina State. He had 11 points.
It was his first game.
Yeah, is that what it was?
It was his first game. He had 11, made it 3.
So, look, that kid, a year ago he was doing it here. So you gotta takes time.
Moving. He was moving. Yeah, moved right into the pick.
Well, the officials have really been kind of keyed into that tonight, haven't they?
What do they call it, Jay? A point of emphasis
Point
in the
of-
off season.
I think you're right.
Whether or not moving screens were one in high school, I have no idea. But in college, early in the season, you'll see all these things that are seemingly obscure called a lot.
Yep.
Because it was a point of emphasis for officials in the off season.
Clearly been that way here this evening.
Surgal, blow, that was blocked. Rodriguez got a piece of it.
No, Rodriguez has,
Maybe not.
played well tonight, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has.
10 points.
Leads all West Brunswick scorers. Jordan McCall has 8, pair of threes. Ethan Hewitt has 6. J.J. Cobb has 4. Dante Clark with a pair. Oh, a good move by McCall. Well, instead, Barry just comes and gets it himself and lays it up and in.
Oh, my soul. Very quick. Look at Koa. Go up with that left hand. He couldn't do that 2 years ago.
And he's and he's got 10, partner.
Yeah, Koa could do that 2 years ago. We had a lot of fun watching him when he was a 9th and a 10th grader here. Sam, is that a running clock thing now?
A 40-point difference. I think that means the clock will run. Boy, McCall gets a lot of arc on that jump shot, and he's 2 of 4 in the second half from distance. Oh, man, that's just clinical right there.
Oh, my.
See what penetration opens up, Jay?
Yeah, we were talking about that in the girls' game, right? How do you attack a defense? You penetrate, either dribble or pass.
It has officially gotten out of hand, partner.
Yep.
42-point difference. Oh, I think Barry was waiting on a foul call, and it never came. Ethan Hewitt grabs a rebound, nearly loses it, pushing the pace across the timeline. Tried to drive it right into the chest of a Laney defender, lost it. And Barry's got it, dribbling across the timeline for the Buccaneers. Oh, man. Bachman missed again, and he was fouled this time, and Joe Bachman will go to the line for 2. Jay, let me ask you this. Joe,
I don't think the Bills will win.
No,
Okay.
Joe Bachman entered the game averaging 9 points, 8 rebounds. He's got 19 here tonight and 2 free throws coming up. Potential conference player of the year talk?
Well, I would think he's got a big upside. In fact, he's only in the 10th grader. I'll tell you what, if I were Coach Davis, I think I'd on the way home. What's that place that opened up in Charlotte today?
Cookout.
Yeah, he ought to swing through the Cookout and let Joe get a burger or a milkshake or something, whatever they have there.
And he ought to buy it for him.
He might. No, I think that's probably illegal. So.
Oh, come on. He's not a college athlete yet. Oh, you do that in college, Jay, and the NCAA will shut your program down.
They shut it down? Oh, my word. For a gas and go. What's it called? What's the name of the place?
Gas and Go Cookout.
Cookout. Man, I'm all messed up on that one. My
That's
wife,
all right.
you know what?
Check it out on the Facebook.
Well, yeah, you could. Or live on, we were talking about it on
ATMC TV.
I don't know if my wife's watching or not, but she's been telling me that Cookout is her favorite place for milkshakes.
The best.
Is it, you believe you?
So, Jay, when I graduated from East Carolina, my last 2 years at East Carolina, I lived in an apartment complex called Copper Beach. right beside our apartment
come
building
on.
was, guess what?
A gas and go.
A cookout.
I mean, a cookout.
Jay,
holy
my
cow.
mom would call me and say, Sam, you're going to own stock in that place. Jay, I'm telling you, there was a time I went every day. Because you could get a big double burger, cheddar style, a ranch wrap, was a chicken wrap, a chicken quesadilla, and a huge sweet tea, $5.
Oh, you kidding me?
That's $5. That's a chicken wrap, a quesadilla, and a double cheeseburger, all for $5. Where can you find a deal like that? Cookout of Shallotte, folks. Cookout of Shallotte.
Other than gas and go, I think you got to go to the cookout place. Another timeout, Sam. Is this the – no, this is a –
No, we just had the COVID break.
That was
West
the COVID
came out
break.
of it, passed it around for about 14 seconds, and caught another one.
Okay.
It's a big possession.
Some strategy going on here, but
so
anyhow,
Jay,
we got some other games this year, don't we?
We're doing multiple games this year.
Okay.
That is correct.
Okay.
On our award-winning broadcast of high school basketball in the Mid-Eastern Conference.
Oh.
Remember, folks,
Yeah.
you may have missed football in August, September, October, and November. Do not fear. High school football starts in Brunswick County in February this year.
We're back.
We're back.
Yeah, that's right.
Jay, anything jump out at you about the upcoming football season? The Trojans are coming off a great year, 10-2.
The Trojans are, don't count them out. That guy Hickman is pretty good. He knows what he's doing.
He's a bum.
Look at that. Woo.
No, he's done a good job. We're certainly proud of him. But the Trojan basketballers are down by 45 as Benbow over to Cobb for three.
There it is.
Oh, boy, dead on line, just a little bit strong. Jay, I'll tell you what. 40-plus point deficit, and Cobb has not let off the brakes even a little bit. He's a competitor.
Yeah, he's fun to watch.
He is really a competitor. Is. Boy, West is firing him up from everywhere now. Offensive rebound by Urasek. Misses the putback attempt. Jay, is that a McDonald's logo on the side of Urasek's shoes?
Golly day, it sure looks like it, Sam. What in the world? One side's orange.
I feel like on the bottom it says sauce. So maybe like special sauce.
Do you get them at the cookout?
You can't get McDonald's shoes at the cookout.
No.
You get cookout shoes from the cookout.
But, that's something that the cookout people
– No, you get those from the Gas and Go.
Oh.
Yeah. Gas and Go. I think we've reached the stage of delirium here. Oh, almost tripped over. Oh, Ian King reads the passing lane, one-handed dunk. Nobody lays it in off the glass and in. Nice play by Ian King.
Yeah, like to see you keep playing hard, even though, this game's long over.
Jay, that was West Brunswick's first bucket of the fourth quarter.
Holy manoli, you're right.
They had 32 points going into the fourth and now have 34.
Well, hey, listen, and Laney hadn't been lighting it up here in the fourth quarter either. I think both teams just trying to get through this and get on the bus and get on to to future games.
I know we haven't seen anyone except West Brunswick and Laney.
Mm-hmm.
New Hanover lost a couple of guards off of last year's team. Hoggard lost Brady Rankin.
Yeah.
The rosters just look different everywhere, but you got to like Laney's chances competing for a conference title, right?
Well, I think they're going to be certainly in the hunt. They've lost one game this year, too. Was it New Hanover?
They lost to New Hanover
opening
in the
night,
opener.
right?
Yep.
Yeah, and
it was close. It was close.
New Hanover's good. I mean, despite a lot of losses.
They're awesome.
And Topsail apparently has got a pretty good team too.
They played Laney tough.
Yeah, they did.
Thought they were going to get him for a travel, but no call. Connor Poe from distance, short, rebound right to him, so he's going to try from much closer and this time lay it in. Poe with 6 points tonight, handful of rebounds. Been a nice night for the junior. Oh, a good move by Bimbo. Fall away jumper, no good. Almost a tie ball situation, but Laney wrestles it away from the Trojans. Clark trying to poke it from behind. Oh, a good pass in from Poe to Johnson. Ian King thought he had a blocked shot, but it was a foul, and Jaden Johnson will go to the line for 2.
And he's going to have to shoot them quick, Sam, because that clock is running.
Oh, Jay, are we going to have a buzzer-beating free throw here? Let's see how close it is. Running clock, folks, for those unfamiliar. If a high school basketball game has a 40-plus point deficit, it's a running clock except for timeouts. Oh, no, not even close. Johnson makes the second. Hey, gets to the 80-point plateau for Laney. Missed three-pointer from Bimbo. Chris Rodriguez pushing the pace, and Laney's going to pull it out. 8 seconds, 7 seconds. Final's going to be Laney 80, West Brunswick 34, a 46-point emphatic win for the Laney Buccaneers. West Brunswick drops to 0-1. Laney extends its winning streak to 4. Jay, final thoughts?
Not much I can add to this one, Sam. Take from it what you can, West Brunswick fans, and regroup and play better next week.
So Laney, 4-game winning streak. West Brunswick falls to 0-1. A young rebuilding West Brunswick team takes one on the chin tonight, but a lot of basketball left in the 2021 Mid-Eastern Conference basketball season. Thank you so much for joining us on the first live on television broadcast of ATMC TV's high school basketball. Stay with us this winter for more game action. He's Jay Combs. For Aaron Varnum and Nate Evers, I'm Sam Hickman. We'll see you next time right here on ATMC TV.